and that will be the next run. Alright, we are back with Summer Games Done Quick 2014, a speedrunning charity marathon raising money for Doctors Without Borders, a non-profit humanitarian organization providing medical care and general aid to poverty-stricken countries around the world. Sgdq is hosted by Speed Demos Archive and featuring members of Speedruns Live. SDA is the premier community for video game speedruns, completing games as quickly as possible through extensive planning, practice, and knowledge of game mechanics and glitches. Speedruns Live is the best site to race video games or online against other players. Players of all skill levels are welcome to join. Whether you'd like to be competitive, just race casually with friends. You can go to their front page at speedrunslive.com for more information and to watch a wide variety of speedrun streams. Right now, we also have a Humble Bundle on humblebundle.com. 100% of the profits of which are donated to Doctors Without Borders. Included in the bundle are many great games, including Psychonauts, which has actually been run earlier at this marathon. We'd like to remind everybody that any and all subscriptions, 100% of money is given to Doctors Without Borders, as is with ad revenue. Both give all the money to Doctors Without Borders and also help to maintain marathons like this and to make more of them possible. We have $10 from Vax. Thanks for showing me one of my favorite games from my childhood, played like never before, and thanks for your dedication to the cause. Reader's Choice. We have $5 from Neo Massamoon. Sup, Dacid Bro, FGC Hype. Hope to see you on stream for BBCP at EVO. $35 from Destrega. Here's $35 for the amazing Symphony of the Night karaoke. Best moment of this marathon yet. Thank you, Martin, for the $50 donation. Wow, great Symphony of the Night run with entertaining comments from the runners. Also, kill the animals. Thank you, Blind, for the $15 donation. Dat Hype Scout and Dacid Bro duet. Thank you, James Pettyjohn, for the $200 donation. Awesome race between Rom Scout and Dacid, followed by a beautiful duet. 10 out of 10. Thank you, Zero Kiwi, for the $10 donation. Rom Scout won the race, Dacid Bro won our hearts. Thank you for the $20 donation, David Queena. This is for the beautiful serenade Rom and Dacid treated us all to. I shed a tear. We have $5 from Michelle Hartsweaker for the awesome singing. Thank you. We have $35 from Buttlord McButts. I wasn't planning to donate to Sgdq and continued to be a cheapskate until I heard the beautiful duet of Dacid Bro and Rom Scout. They moved me to give. They are officially Summer Games Done Quick's OTP. Thank you, K-Doodle, for the $30 donation. I thank everyone for putting this marathon together and participating. This is all for a great cause, and I dig what I've seen so far. Shoutouts to Krimmydoodle from your magical girl form.
Don't screw up, you know what's waiting for you here. Oh. Yes. Alright.
Yeah. All right, good to go? All right, so before I start, I'm just going to set straight for the record that while the game is listed as Touhouvania 2 on the schedule, the game is actually called Koujo Densetsu 2. But I assume we just called it Touhouvania 2 on the schedule so that people would know what the hell I'm actually playing. So
Pretty much. Yeah.
I keep getting paranoid that I'm going to sit on these cords. Anyway, so I'm going to give a 3, 2, 1 go. So 3, 2, actually.
Wow. Oh wow, this guy.
I'm sorry. I'm going to have my own timer just to be curious. But
Wow.
3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so this is Touhouvania 2, a Castlevania-themed Touhou fan game. While the level design is much linear like the classic Castlevanias, as should be immediately obvious, the movement tech is much like a Metroidvania, because who walks forwards? Walking forward is boring, so I'm just gonna backdash and backflip everywhere. The main difficulty in platforming throughout this game is ensuring that I don't backdash in the wrong direction. Because of the backdash and the backflip, changing my direction constantly, it's really easy if I mess up turning to backdash the wrong direction into very dangerous and scary things. But stage 1 went well. All right, cool. So as far as boss tech goes, the general boss tech to kill bosses is to constantly short hop and slash, which I believe this is actually like this in Soten as well. Every time you touch the ground after a jump, it resets your animation so you can slash again. So doing that allows you to slash much faster than you should be able to normally. So between stages, you'll see this screen where there are sub-weapons listed. And I can take any 3 sub-weapons that I've unlocked throughout the game into the stage to use freely. I have 3 sub-weapons unlocked right now. I'm actually only using one of them for this stage because the other 2 are useless right now. Every sub-weapon in the game emulates a Castlevania sub-weapon. So the one I have is basically the axe, and it's generally the most useful sub-weapon because it's an aerial weapon in a game where every boss knows how to fly. You can imagine how useful that actually is. However, sub-weapons are usually kept to boss battles because of their very restricted cost. If you look in the upper left corner, I have 49 hearts right now, and to use this sub-weapon, it costs 25, which is way higher than standard Castlevania sub-weapon cost. So, yeah. As you can also see, I was 1 hit away from death. A very common theme of this run is routing my HP for damage boosts and then coming within a hit from death, because damage boosting is often faster than trying to fight things that take more than 1 hit. I won't have anything to say for a while, so donations can go for until the end of the next stage, I guess.
All right.
So if you have donations coming in, then feel free.
All right. Thank you, Overlord Lord, for the $20 donation. Just put the comment, Encore. $10 from Sencho. One of my favorite events of the year and one of the most wonderful in general because it's for such a great cause. You guys are amazing, keep running fast. P.S. The Symphony of the Night credits just melted my heart. $10 from Delta 2 KBR. Thank you for the wonderful duet, best run ever. $35 from Edible. Shoutouts to Krimmydoodle from Edible and the rest of the Oh Who Lunatics. Take it easy. $50 from Thanks Internet. That Symphony of the Night race deserves a donation. $35 from EK Woods. First time donator, long time watcher. Super stoked on what you guys are doing. $15 from Uncle Anime. I'm staying up to watch people play a game called Touhouvania 2 and I couldn't be happier. $19.99 from Sleepy Paradox. Thanks for running such an amazing game with amazing music for such a wonderful cause. Watch out for those knives, put this towards runner's choice. We have $10 from Alta Biscuit. Another donation, and certainly not my last. Good luck on your run, Crimmy. Put this towards the Grant run in Castlevania 3. We have $50 from Anthony Cragg. $50 because that Castlevania duet was beautiful. This is all that needs to be said. All this goes to getting all the Dragon Coins and Moons in Super Mario World because that sounds like fun. $20 from Noah H. Had to donate again. Thanks for everything you guys do. Shoutouts to Rooster Teeth Ray for informing me of the date Sgdq started. Can I get a YOLO from the crowd? Money goes to runner's choice. We seem to have gotten a very unanimous rejection of the YOLO. $45 from Iced Fairy. Raymu told me to donate, so I'm donating because I like my bones intact. We have a $100 donation from J0120 saying, Crimmy, do the thing.
I will do the thing, Jay.
Yes, Jay. It's on the way.
Hopefully the thing is not falling into this water.
Please don't.
We have $15 from Ryan3. Hi guys, Ryan again. Had to chip in some money during the Touhouvania run to support Crimmy. It's always awesome to see great speedrunners who don't have as many followers as some of the big guys get to showcase their games and skills at Sgdq. Here's hoping people take the opportunity to discover more members of our awesome community. Crimmy, make sure to take it easy. And do the thing. $20 from Ionistron. Good luck, Crimmy. Money goes to runner's choice. $25 from Darth Ducky. I didn't know anything about Castlevania, but now that I've watched Sgdq, I now know it's about fun, happiness, and singing. Thanks all for putting on the event.
I'd just like to say for a moment, of course, that death was not intentional. I got hit at some point, which threw off my positioning for that quick kill, but I did get the strat that I intended to do the second time. Unfortunately, because I didn't have the hearts to cast the summon one more time, I did not perform a swag pose that I wanted to perform, so rip swag points. Alright, go ahead if you have more.
We are all set for donations, but we would like to remind everybody this is Summer Games Done Quick, a charity marathon showcasing speedrun skills to benefit Doctors Without Borders, a non-profit humanitarian organization providing medical and overall general aid to many countries around the world. We currently have Crimmy doing a run of Touhouvania 2, and the marathon will be running all week. Although rip side points.
Okay, so Marisa can be kind of a difficult boss if you're new to the game. However, Marisa kind of has. Oh crap. Okay then. I was going to make a comment that Marisa doesn't know how to aim. Apparently, I don't either. So here's an attack you're not supposed to see. Okay, she's dead.
We did it.
I would say a comment about marathon luck, but this game has no luck. So.
RNG. All on you. Sorry to tell you.
It's okay. It's okay. We're about to make everything all better. Everything all better. Because coming up is a favorite trick of my stream. It is called the Big Toss. Yeah, anyway, so stage 5, if you're playing this casually, is really where the game starts to ramp up. You can kind of tell the atmosphere is much darker, the enemy composition is much more dense and much more scary. The music's kind of rocking out a little harder. It's just like, this is the part of the game where you know the game means business. And hopefully I actually make this the part of the game where I mean business too. Throughout that room, I'm constantly using the cracks in the floor to space out my backdashes and use their invincibility timing to dodge the enemies that are in that room. And then, so coming up, I'll once again be coming within a hit of death and hopefully not dying after that.
Though to be fair, deaths in this game cost very little time.
Very little time.
Yes, which is a point that I'll be going over a little bit later. But, like, you've already seen before twice that the death animation in this game is very quick, and anytime you die, it only respawns you at the start of the current room. So, dying in this game is not a problem. All right, we did a boss correctly again.
Congrats.
So Reimu is a very scary boss for casual players. She generally tends to keep you away with those walls of bullets, and her whip, if it hits you, which it didn't, will push you away.
Yeah, massive knockback.
So if you're playing this casually, it's very hard to get in on her and deal damage. But if you know exactly what to get hit by, you can just rush her down. So here we have the clock tower. If you like to place your bets on who the boss is of this stage, then feel free.
In all honesty, you're probably going to be wrong.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, good. At least that spike cycle was still fine, and that's... I had no MP to rapid slash, okay. So I was mentioning before that deaths in this game are very uncostly. As a matter of fact, there's a death routed in this stage, because to just die on that spike right there, those spikes are instant kill, and it's just a really fast way of refilling health, to be honest. So just reach here with really low health, die, and you're perfectly good again. So for the boss, if you had a brain, you'd be thinking death or Kamachi. Well, you're wrong. Not Kamachi, sorry. She's generally a pretty easy boss for casual players, actually, because while she has a lot of damage coverage, she deals very small amounts of damage. So you'll get hit a lot, but you won't get hit enough to actually die if you just rush her down, even in casual play. So starting with stage 7, I actually unlock a sub-weapon that kind of changes our whole outlook on sub-weapons. I mentioned before that sub-weapons aren't very useful in stages because of a prohibitively high cost. Well, now I have that, and that only costs twice as much as the axe kick for like 300 times more effectiveness. It's kind of broken, and anyone playing this game probably found the stage really easy once they figured out that they had this weapon.
With the monster density, you often get back most of the hearts just from the hearts.
Yes, that's, thank you for reminding me about that comment, yeah. Because of there being so many monsters, and some of them being really high in heart count at this point, it's very easy when you use that laser spam weapon to get most, if not all, or more of your hearts back.
Like 40 to 60 hearts.
I'm pretty sure at least one of those, I had a net gain of hearts from spending 50 hearts to use the weapon and then gaining 60 plus from the enemies that died. So this boss here, I will be attempting on this current life. If I took an extra hit, I would just die on that butterfly, which basically just instant kills you if you touch it. So, but... Okay. So, She's dead. Yeah, you have to be really careful with that red butterfly, which, as I said, will basically instant kill you, and her lasers will do really huge damage. If you let her live any longer than that, she'll start performing some really scary Touhou bullet hell patterns that, honestly, even I don't know how to dodge. I'm going to be 100% honest. If that fight goes any longer than that, then I just don't know what to do at that point. But thankfully, that didn't come down to that. And hey, final boss.
This room looks awfully familiar.
Yeah, just a bit. Why am I flying?
Nice.
Vermilia, learn to aim. Crimmy, learn to land on the ground, please. Learn to not pause.
Pause buffering. Look at you.
I'm a wuss is what I am for pause buffering.
Yep, what a wimp.
Yeah, there's 3 bosses, and as I mentioned before, there's no RNG in this game, so you just perform the same boss tactic every time, and this is actually one of my most consistent stages. Of course, now that I've said that...
Hey, you didn't shoot Mei-Ling the wrong way. It's already going well.
Yeah. As far as time will be when the screen is completely black after this boss fight. Also, by the way, I'm going to take 0 damage from this hit. Good programming, I don't know why.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's Touhouvania 2. So, time. Which, that's about 6 seconds behind the world record before I started playing this game. The previous world record was 1535 by Hanage. Some of you may know him as one of the big Castlevania forerunners. He also did this a couple years ago. I saw the run and immediately fell in love with it. I only hesitated on playing it because I thought I couldn't pull it off. But my PB is about a minute faster than this, 1445, which cuts 50 seconds off of that previous world record. So yeah, that's the game.
That's the game.
And thanks for having me, thanks for donating, and thanks for watching.
Thank you to Krimmydoodle for that awesome Touhouvania 2.
I mean, this cutscene's long, but...
PinkPajamas doing 100% of Bunny Must Die. We have a $30 donation from M. Zuniga. I'm missing work to watch this. We have $5 from Matt Larson. Loved Bunny Must Die so much I imported it long before it was ever localized. Looking forward to seeing it being destroyed. Let's go, go, go. We have $20 from Doubt. Hey, donating because I enjoy Touhou games and I think more people should play them. Good luck for your run from the Soku Thread DJ room. $50 from Traisto. That duet was amazing. Dasbro is definitely the top idol. Someone get him a record deal with 765 Productions. $20 from Tuhu Inaba. Finally, the Touhou game isn't at 5 a.m. for me. Have $20. We have $50 from Alexander Hoffer. Hello, I've been donating since Sgdq in 2010, and I've always been amazed at these charity marathons since then. Great job, everyone. Also, I'd really love to see Metroid Prime 1, as it is the classic that started SDA into what it is today. Thank you, Arcano Fail, for the $5 donation. Glad to see a Touhou game at Sgdq again. Too bad the STB run didn't make it at AGDQ. Also cool less-known runners getting to show off lesser-known games. Donation goes to Runner's Choice. Thank you, Yuyukus, for the $50 donation. Donating for a good cause during Touhouvania. Good luck to all the runners. Donation for Runner's Choice, please. Just reminding you guys that you're watching Summer Games Done Quick, a speedrunning charity marathon benefiting Doctors Without Borders. We'd like to thank our language restreams, both in French at jeuxvideo.com, J-E-U-X video.com, and our German restream over at twitch.tv/exede, exe_de. sale of each shirt is directly donated to the Doctors Without Borders. Thank you to Humble Bundle for providing a sale with games that will donate all proceeds to the marathon. A list of games included in the Humble Bundle include Amnesia: A Machine for Pigs, Psychonauts, and Noitu Love 2 Devolution. A Machine for Amnesia and Psychonauts have actually both been run at this marathon earlier. This is Summer Games Done Quick, thanks to excuse me. This is Summer Games Done Quick, hosted by Speed Demos Archive and featuring members of Speedruns Live. This marathon is designed to showcase speedrun skills by beating games as fast as you can through practice, planning, and extensive knowledge of game mechanics and glitches. This marathon benefits the Doctors Without Borders charity. It is an international medical humanitarian organization created by doctors and journalists in France in 1971. Today, they provide independent, impartial assistance in more than 60 countries to people whose survival is threatened by violence, neglect, or catastrophe, primarily due to armed conflicts, epidemics, malnutrition, exclusion from healthcare, and natural disasters. In 1999, they actually received a Nobel Peace Prize for their efforts. Coming up next, we have Bunny Must Die 100%, run by PinkPajamas. It's a wonderful name.
I'll figure it out after. Oh. Do we have a file name? A file name incentive?
Let me refresh this, but it looks like the winning file name is Raocow with $170. RAOCOW.
Yep. Hold up. Let's do it.
Have you ever done that before?
Well, not from Nameless. I'm just so used to automatically going to a nameless run. Okay, so are we ready? Huh? Okay. 3, 2, 1, go. So Bunny Must Die, it's a Metroidvania. It's kind of a silly game. There's a way I can close the game immediately right there. So that the power-up I just picked up lets you turn around.
You literally cannot turn left without that power-up.
Yeah. So a big gimmick of this game is that you have a time stop, which allows you to, in the runs, it'll let you get a whole bunch of quick cycles, and on the first boss here, I can do dagger volleys, which do quite a bit of damage. I have not seen that pattern before. This is... Okay, this is going to take a little bit of a while. Usually the boss dies really quickly. Okay. So, marathon execution, I guess?
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
It's cool.
So I picked up the dash boots. They're the strongest weapon in the game. So here I did time stop to get a fast cycle on those platforms. So there's a parrying mechanic in this game that I just used there. It works kind of like Street Fighter 3 parrying. You just have to push a direction if you get if you were to get hit by anything. The thing is if you push a direction anyway, for any reason, and you don't parry, then you have a 40-frame cooldown where you can't parry. It's not ever explained in the game at all, so people who have played this game for the first time, or most people who have played this game, don't even know how parrying works that well.
You can parry any source of damage too, right? Like those spikes that you could have parried? That
was interesting. Has that happened to me before? So what happened there is I got slowed down by the platform there. So I'll have to restart from a save. Yeah. So this second time power-up I'm picking up will let me reverse time. It's also useful in a few situations. You need it to get out of this first area here. But before that, I need to pick up this doll.
This jump is a lot harder. Like, it looks hard, but it's harder than it looks.
Okay, why don't you explain what bunny dolls do really quickly?
Bunny dolls?
Yeah.
Basically, the
intended method.
They're like save states almost. Like they save the state as soon as you enter the room, and if you die, you will like it'll start your life over. They're basically like free lives, but they work really weird. I'll let you explain that, because when you get to it.
Yeah.
But all you need to know is they're extra lives, and they do something else as well. Nice parry.
Thanks. So you can start using bunny dolls once you get 3 time power-ups. And I'm going to reset the game, and then the text box appears. I'll use a bunny doll, and I've just wrong warped.
Yeah, he wrong warped to, like, I don't know, the 3rd place you're supposed to be?
Pretty late game.
Yeah, like, it's pretty significant.
Mm-hmm. And because low percent in this game, you pretty much don't get any power-ups at all. I can still go through the area without the jump boots, or wall jump boots. And it's kind of
nice boss skip.
Yeah. Yeah, you can skip bosses by reversing.
Yeah, you just go into the door and rewind, like the door closing, and walk through it, and you just skip the boss.
Pretty easy to do. So that's what I'm talking about with the jump boots.
Normally, you're not allowed to stop time in that room. Holy crap! First of all, but
almost got it.
You're not supposed to be able to stop time in that room. Ah, who cares? It's not important. Like this is important.
Laser parry's tough. I was hoping to get it first try. Oh, whatever. Dang it.
So you have an 8-frame window between parries, right?
Yeah. The hardest part is the very last one.
A little loop-to-loop to get on the platform.
Yeah.
That's a pretty sick trick.
That's the hard part. Took me a few tries, but yeah, okay. Didn't get that. There's a really cool trick that you can do if you get that dash jump off. I can parry on these lasers on the way up instead of just stomping on them.
Explain how this boss works.
So, there are 2 phases to this boss, and once she gets down to a certain health, then once the cycles are done, she'll go into. Hold up. I'm sorry, I can't explain that fast.
Basically, you skip the last phase of the boss by stopping time and kicking her.
Right.
And you're not supposed to be able to do that. So he got the Emerald Orb, and he wrong warped off of that. You can wrong warp off of like
any
entity
box
in the game. So there's like a billion wrong warps all over the place. So the 100% route is really wacky and pretty creative. I like it a lot.
So we have sign warps coming up right here. I have 1 frame to do it, and I'm pause buffering with the Alt button that I have binded to my controller.
Yeah. Once you get the wrong warp, you have to die, and the state that the bunny doll saved just gets broken and sent to somewhere else.
What actually happens is the text box ID gets replaced with the room ID, but the only way to actually get to that room, or the room of the text box ID, is to use bunny dolls. Okay, that did not go well. Okay, I have to do the safe route now.
Yeah, you went for the swag strat.
Okay. So in actual attempts, I would warp off the wall jump boots here, but if I do that, then I can't actually use any bunny dolls for safety. And there's a frame-perfect jump where if I miss it, then I have no backup. I die immediately. So I'd like to have bunny dolls for backup. There's a pretty cool parry here. Parry off of the fire pillars that come out. Sometimes you can kick through those 2 things. So coming up is a mini boss and an actual boss. I don't know if you can really call them bosses with this route though. So this mini boss is a giant eye. But first I'm gonna intentionally take damage here. So I can just stomp the eye. So here's the boss. It's a giant cat. But it's too scary, so I'm just gonna sit down here and kill myself.
See ya, cat.
See ya.
Now he's just somewhere completely different.
So since I got a health power up here and I'm going to be doing a bunch more wrong warps, I actually want to take as damage here as quick as possible. And I have to do so by taking direct hits on these purple guys. They want to... Okay, 1 health. Okay.
That was really nice.
Okay.
So he's in the last area of the game. Just coming here to collect some stuff.
Yeah, that's all I'm doing here. I'm just collecting a couple of items in the very end of the game.
For the final boss.
With 1 health.
And away he goes to return at another time.
To go back to the beginning of the game. And now for another sign warp. So the reason why I have to use the Alt key to warp off of signs is because the frame I need and the frame just before that look completely identical. So the only way to actually know if I have the right frame is to be able to skip a frame and pause buffer that way. And I can't use the actual pause in the game because the only way to get out of that pause menu is to jump or attack, and that will cause the crouching and the text box for that. Oh, you can actually parry off of that fireball and another one. I was hoping to get it, but didn't get it. So I get the daggers here to use them once. So the 4th and 5th time power-ups aren't that important. The 4th does infinite time stop, which actually kind of hurts, since it uses up more time power than normal. Oh yeah, here's a bunch of wrong warps that are gonna happen.
Oh man.
Here's the frame-perfect jump I was talking about. And because of how parrying... Okay. Okay, we're good.
What a good video game. There's another one.
Yes.
Another wrong warp.
And if you... The very first time you pick up weapons in this game, a text box appears. And that's the very first time for each game you play. So during the beginning of the run, I couldn't actually pick up any weapons because I wrong warped off of a lot of them. So it's actually quicker to defeat the first boss with the sword, but the wrong warp actually saves a bunch more time. That was intentional damage.
Yeah, the sword is the best weapon in the game pretty much as far as killing bosses goes.
It's the most agile weapon. The spike hammer is actually the most
DPS
powerful.
wise, the spike hammer is good, but the sword's like very versatile. But he has to like save the sword because he needs the wrong warp. And he only got one shot to wrong warp off a weapon.
So I'm going through this area backwards. Like I have a couple areas in this game. This part is pretty much just platforming, so I got time for a donation or two.
All right. We have $50 from Christopher Henriksen.
Donations?
He's got it, he's got it.
With the comment, thanks for the great gaming. I look forward to watching this every year. $5 from Hag Spam, who I believe is over there. Good luck on the run. Remember, only Bunny must die, not the runner. $100 from William 1. Rom killed it on the Soten run. Awesome. We have $16.16 from Saver. Remember to safety save before the gauntlet. $50 from Agaris Oaks. First time donator, glad to see Bunny Must Die at Sgdq. Here's to good Chelsea 6 RNG, donation for Runner's Choice. $5 from Rain Dahlgren. To make Bunny not die. But Bunny must die. $5 from Shringon. Love BMD. Glad to catch this run just before work. Keep up the great work, guys.
Okay, so the next area I'm going through, the dolphins here. The height of the dolphins are random. I don't want to get hit in there. Okay. Because if I get hit in this area, the door there closes. And if I get hit inside that area there, where the time power-up was, then I can't actually... Then it basically soft locks the game if I can't time reverse after picking it up. So here's one of the... Okay, we're gonna do the other method here where I... Except I Oh, why did I do that?
That's not good.
Why did I do that? Oh. I should have just killed myself there and used a doll.
Alright, back to the cat.
Yeah, usually you don't need to save, but... yeah, it's gonna be a long while.
This is like Donation City right now.
Yeah.
Alright. We have $20 from Shut Your Face. Well done, Crimmy. You make it look easy. $5 from Neckbearded Dragon. Wish I could donate more. I'm going to be watching straight through Anodyne tonight. Hope I don't pass out. $10 from GG9. Dear Pajamas Senpai, what is your favorite Chinese cartoon? $5 from Metroid Man 347. Ah, indie games, the best kind of games. Put this towards reader's choice. $5 more if the reader shouts, I want to be the guy.
I wanna be the guy!
There you go. Did my best to sound like the kid from I Want to Be the Guy. We are currently watching PinkPajamas do a 100% run of Bunny Must Die with the Summer Games Done Quick speedrunning marathon benefiting Doctors Without Borders, a non-profit charity organization in providing medical care and much more aid to over 60 countries around the world. Sgdq features members from Speed Demos Archive and Speedruns Live. Speed Demos Archive is the premier source for video game speedruns by completing games as fast as possible through extensive knowledge of glitches, game mechanics, and practice. Speedruns Live is the premier source for racing, whether you want to play casually with friends or get competitive. Another way to support Summer Games Done Quick is by tweeting the stream out using hashtag Sgdq 2014. In addition, the Humble Bundle right now at humblebundle.com also directly benefits Doctors Without Borders, including 2 games which have already been run at this marathon, both Psychonauts and Amnesia: A Machine for Pigs. We have $20 from Linus Hamilton. This run is awesome. As someone who struggled through Bunny Must Die for weeks, these wrong warps are blowing my mind.
Okay. Better not fail this one. Uh-oh. Okay, it should be fine. Okay, we're good.
Good.
Okay, that was the last all I had. I'm saving here.
It might as well save.
Normally I'm fine with being at low health, but... I gotta make sure I complete this run.
We have $36 from Singularity. This is the first Sgdq I've been unlucky enough to watch live. It's destroying my sleep schedule. In all seriousness though, you guys are awesome. I can sleep when I'm dead.
Intentionally taking damage there to speed up the wrong warping process. Spikes do a lot of damage.
$35 from Squash. Let's go, go, go. $5 from Stash Nations. Donations. Donation goes to Stash Bros Choice. $35 from Soul Devour. My body was not ready for all these crazy glitches and warps. Thank you for providing one heck of a run for Bunny Must Die.
So if you didn't catch what happened when I made that really big mistake there is what I was supposed to do when I got on that heart container is after I stomped on one of the torches, I'm supposed to reset the game about a frame or two before I pick it up. But I missed the timing on that, so I tried a backup strat, and actually forgot to try and reset the game to do a wrong warp. So what I should have done is I should have used the bunny doll to reset the room so that the power-up is still there. But instead I reset the game just out of some kind of habit, I guess.
He's got the itchy reset finger, the muscle memory, man.
Well, I need to have a reset finger for this game because that's how wrong warps work.
That's true. All right, round 2.
So one thing I have been doing periodically during this run is... Okay.
See, there you go. Crisis averted.
One thing I've been doing periodically during this run is switching on and off my stomp boots. There are some parts of the game I want them. Basically what they do is they let me stomp on torches, which can slow me down and can speed me up at times. So... And the way to turn off equipment is to do up and start. It only works on the older version of the game, the Rock and Android version on Steam. You can't actually do it on. So this is a bit of a different way from the record route. Nice, I got that.
Nice.
Got the super kick. If I'm doing the more safe route, that doesn't... It's just as fast as doing a wrong warp for the top of the area there. But since I already got that doll, I don't need to wrong warp up there. I kind of just wanted to show off that jump kick there. It's pretty hard to pull off. So here there is a save that I have to do because right now I have all the items in the game for 100%.
Can you actually explain that or what?
Yeah, for some reason 100% only appears on the end of the screen if you've saved with 100%. And that goes for any percentage you end up with. So if you just never save at all, then you get 0%. So here's Chelsea, the final boss. He has 7 phases. There was phase 2.
This is a 7-phase final boss.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's pretty intense.
You can skip the, there are 2 parts of this 3rd phase. And that's the 4th phase.
Nice.
Here's the 5th phase.
You gotta stomp on the swords to clear this phase.
So I wait here a bit so she goes to the left. And here I reset the RNG.
He rewinded
coming
to
up soon.
reset the boss's phase.
I kind of screwed that up. I need to have a specific setup here. And I got it. Time.
Good job. Very hard game. Very hard run.
I say that it's not too bad for accidentally resetting
I mean,
a third of the run or so.
You did have to play like a third of the game again, so all things considered. Excellent. Good job. Great game.
All right, that was Bunny Must Die.
Alright, we have $10 from GG8 saying, Pajamas Senpai, please notice me. $5 from Saver, don't worry Pinky, we have to kill the bunny over and over and over again. Let's go, go, go. $10 from MetroidMan347, the kid shout was absolutely hilarious. I was expecting a regular shout, but you went above and beyond the Call of Duty. Have some more money. Alright, it's in the middle of an ad right now, but you're up, so good luck. We're all counting on you. Don't worry.
Anybody else?
We need runner's choice for Bunny Must Die.
Can you let me know like where I should sit to be in like not behind him? Yeah, right here? Okay, alright. Well, it's also if I look at the monitor, can I see Annihilator? Oh, it's right there. Not right there. Just kidding. Choice.
All right. Welcome back to Summer Games Done Quick 2014. We're going to get ready with some Guacamelee. We're going to follow that up with some Bastion. Guacamelee will be run by Annihilator. We'll be running the good ending, as you guys so graciously donated for. And then we'll be running Bastion. That will be by Vulajin.
How's it look on there?
We'll follow it up with Ikachan.
Man,
and
you
then
gotta
some
stop playing with
inversion
that
action.
thing. You gotta stop playing with that thing.
As a reminder, all donations for Summer Games Done Quick will be sent to the Doctors Without Borders to provide assistance to those in areas stricken by war and poor health care.
It'll come out of there.
To save lives of the new students, the new children, and the
do you have a
adults
volume
who still need your assistance.
On the game? Yeah.
They will appreciate your assistance as much as we do, and probably more. I have a $40 donation from Daniel Fairbanks that says, "Good job, PinkPajamas, from your family."
Guys, game audio.
I have a $100 donation from Robert Pokemon. It says, "It's really neat to watch some interesting games being run. Good job on a great event, and thanks to all the runners. So fun. Much entertainment. Very speed. Wow."
I love this music, dude.
Ready? Well, real quick, I'm just going to tell you, wow, the echo. We're in French because it's faster. That's it. So, we're ready in 3, 2, 1, go. So this is Guacamelee, another Metroidvania in the string that we've had so far. It's we're gonna start out here in Rom Scout's dream house. All the tequila. So the story of this game is we're a poor agave farmer, and there is a festival about to be held that we're helping set up with. And we happen to meet the president's daughter, who we haven't seen since we were a child. But we're gonna skip a lot of that introductory stuff. About 3 months ago, I would have been able to tell you that this game doesn't have a lot of glitches or breaks or anything like that. Nice, got first try. But that's not so anymore. So what I did just there was a glitch we call it the select door glitch. And basically, without going into a whole lot of detail, what I just did was I overwrote what the game thought the main menu was into that region of the map. And we're going to be able to use this to warp back here, and we're going to set up a few other warps along the way. You can only have one active at a time. So now the president's daughter gets kidnapped by an undead Charo. And basically throughout the whole game, we're going to be chasing him, trying to rescue her. So we just died, so I'm going to quit. At the beginning of the game, we don't have a whole lot of movement options. In Metroidvania style, the further you get in the game, the more power-ups you get. Right now, all we have is a basic punch because we're just a regular farmer, but we're about to get the Luchador's mask, which will turn us into a Luchador. Except we're gonna do another glitch that we call the Juan Weird thing, because his name is Juan, of course. So because I skipped that cutscene, the game doesn't really know which costume I'm supposed to be in, so it keeps switching back and forth depending on what I'm doing.
You also may have noticed right there when he became a luchador, the game told him that he could have a second player playing the game. And basically this game is like Secret of Mana style drop-in co-op, which turns out actually to be faster in a lot of cases. But there's pretty much only one person that's crazy enough to actually try running one player or two controllers.
Yeah.
Shoutouts to Frideal.
Yeah, definitely. He's a really amazing runner. Using two-player controller strategies only saves you about 30 to 40 seconds if you nail all of them optimally. So now that we're a luchador, we can roll. Rolling is a lot faster than walking, and we're going to be doing that for a lot of the game. And coming up, we're going to change costumes. We changed to the Alebrije costume, which lets us do twice as much damage, but we also take twice as much damage, which essentially means we die in 2 hits to most enemies, and some enemies can actually kill us in 1 hit. The reason, we switched to Tostada, the female character, simply because her costume is 3 clicks to the right, or to the left on the menu, and Juan is 5 clicks to the right, so save a couple frames. Nice. I got the water glitch. So
oh my god.
If you jump and roll out of the water, like on a certain frame, I'm not really sure what it is, the game constantly thinks you're in water. So every time you roll, you're going to hear that. It's not going to persist forever, so don't worry.
It so happens that it's really annoying.
So the way combat works in this game is you have a basic 3-hit combo, and you also have the roll that I use to maneuver around. And the thing about the roll is you can cancel any attack by rolling. And this is useful not only in combat, but also in platforming.
So the arena that he just kind of fought in, where the wall is closed in on the sides, is a kind of a major part of this game that increasingly they're kind of managing to eliminate from the route by just doing different kinds of skips with platforming, and you should talk about this guy, I guess.
This is Uechivo. You can't really see him because I messed it up. But he's kind of the grand master of all luchadors, like the old man in a lot of kung fu flicks or something like that. And he has a lot of what they call Chuzo statues set up throughout the game. Shoutouts to Metroid. And all of those house our power-ups that we get. So like at the beginning of the game, I just set up a select door glitch warp there, which is going to let me skip basically the rest of the Forest del Chivo. The way select door glitch works, there's a lot of variables. Depending on what area you're in, how you entered that area, and what saves you've activated, it will warp you to different areas in that region. And another runner of this game, Protung, basically put in all of the work for that glitch. He mapped out all of the different indices and where they would warp you to and all that, so huge thanks to him. Nice, that's a really tough jump to get. So money at the beginning of the game is a little tight. There are a few power-ups that we need to buy. So I'll be stopping every once in a while to either get a treasure chest or a piñata or something like that. Here is a forced tutorial section of the game. It basically kind of teaches you different combos you can do, and just gives you multiple options, but it's pretty simple. So if you have any donations, now is a pretty good time to do it.
All right, I have a $100 donation from Imlas. It says, shoutouts from the entire Guacamelee speedrunning community. Beat up Puma Man and don't let the lightning jerks ruin it.
Thank you.
I have a $50 donation from Shadow that says, shout out to Vulajin, who we only see on Sgdq to know he's still alive.
One thing to mention about moving is slopes actually slow us down, so I'm going to be short hopping on slopes as much as possible. And here we meet the Olmec statues. These are what the game intended you to use as warp points. And anytime you touch one, you can then warp to other ones that you've seen throughout the game. So now that we have Rooster Uppercut, we have a few more, at least, well, we have literally one more movement option. And you just saw right there, you might not have seen it, but like I said before, you can cancel by rolling any move So we get high enough on the platform to get above it and then roll immediately after.
So, Annihilator, how do you pronounce the name of this character?
I believe it's pronounced Shitabe. It's spelled X''Tabay. So good luck with that.
Shoutouts to Alec K47.
So now we're gonna fight some Aluxes. These guys can be kind of random. Like he just gave me a high jump right there, which is annoying to deal with because I have to wait for him to come down. But that was a pretty good pattern there. Enemy spawns in the arena are set. So as long as I do everything correctly, I should be able to kill most things right when they spawn, or at least close to right when they spawn. There is RNG in this game, but only if you don't get quick kills on a lot of the enemies. So what I just collected right there, and I collected another one earlier, was a stamina chunk. If you look in the top left, there are those blocks. Those are what allow us to use our special powers, like the uppercut. And the way it works is, it's not one block equals one use. If even just a fraction of the block is filled up, you can use it. And the treasure chest I picked up, when you collect 3 of them, you get another block. Only 2 of the treasure chests in this room have gold in them, the rest of them have enemy skeletons. It is very important to kill giant skeletons as soon as you can, because they will kill you one hit.
Something that you might not appreciate as you're watching Annihilator just demolish these skeletons here is that there's a lot of optimization in terms of the specific attacks that he uses and the order that he uses them. The community kind of knows how much damage each attack does, and each attack, of course, has a different amount. And so certain combinations of attacks can kill each enemy as quickly as possible.
Right, and the power-up I'm getting right now is the Olmec Headbutt, which does the most damage in the game. So a lot of the combos revolve around either headbutting just right away, or doing a certain amount of hits and then headbutting. So here I'm buying a 3rd stamina piece so that I have a 3rd stamina block. And I'm buying what's called the Stamina Delay Boost, which decreases the amount of time I have to wait before the stamina starts recharging.
Something you might be noticing with these mechanics is this game is really, I don't want to say derivative, but referential to other kinds of Metroidvania type games and Zelda games as well. So of course there's heart pieces, there's stamina chunks, and so on and so forth. But there's also a lot of kind of pop culture internet references, and
you can call them memes. Go ahead. Don't be shy.
Sure, they're memes. Yeah. And those, some people like them, some people don't, but they're all in good fun.
Oh, that's bad. I messed up the order in which I wanted to kill them in. So here we see the actual Alebrije, the inspiration for the costume I'm wearing. He's just taking a nap right now, but we'll meet him later. Right now, the next power-up we're getting is the goat jump, which they had to include the word goat in it, but it's just a wall jump. And for a lot of the rest of this dungeon, it's just basic platforming optimization and arena optimization. So if you want to read a few more donations, you can go ahead.
I have a $35 donation from Joseph B that says, "Donations?" I have another $35 donation. I have another $35 donation from Ian13 that says, "Hi all, thanks to all behind the scenes folks for keeping this stream running. I will donate again if Zulf is saved." I have $20 donation from Eric Shields. It says $20 towards more karaoke. Also save the animals. Thanks for putting on such a great event. have a $5 donation from MetroidMan347 that says, I feel obligated to try and undoubtedly fail at making a room of people laugh, so I'm going to say that Sgdq is like a bucket of wood shavings.
Sorry.
Unless they're in a pail, in which case it's like a pail of wood shavings.
That trick I just got there, I skipped one portal cycle, which saves a few seconds, but it's pretty difficult to get. So getting it first try is really nice. This is one of the first arenas in the game where you'll see how if you get it completely right, the enemies never get a chance to do anything.
Nice.
So spawns are set, and the next enemy that spawns depends on which enemies you've killed. So if I kill things in the right order, I know basically how long to wait until the next one shows up. I paused for a second there to let my stamina charge just enough to get that uppercut. And here we have the Alebrije who we woke up from his nap. Alebrije. Sorry, Vulajin. And this is just an auto-scroller. The Alebrije, if he touches you, it's one-hit death, but it's pretty simple. Probably just jinxed myself by saying that, but...
That's not going to stop you from doing the swag, though.
Shoutouts to PJ. It is definitely possible to kill all those guys before the Alebrije shows up, but no way I'm trying that.
Boy, this lava pit looks familiar.
So yeah, lots of references in this game. Alright, so here we were trying to catch up to Kalaka, the evil skeleton, but we couldn't catch him, and we killed his pet, which Shitabe here was looking after, so she's not happy. And we don't really know where to go next, because this was the only clue we had. So like any true luchador down on his luck, we are gonna go to the bar.
That seems reasonable.
So this bar was closed before. It doesn't open until after the Alebrije dies. And this is Flameface. You'll only see him a couple times in this game. He's just in here and he's kind of just insulting us. And he only decided to put 2 bullets in his gun for some reason. And then he tells us that there is definitely absolutely nothing going on in the desert and that we should not check it. And then
seems like a smart guy.
Yeah, he gives us 15 bucks just because he wants to buy us a drink. This next power-up we're getting is the Frog Slam. It's basically just a ground pound. It's used to break these green blocks, but it also has another function in it actually gives you a tiny bit of height in your jump, which allows us to make some jumps that are either would be really difficult to make or just flat out impossible.
Incidentally, every time you break one of those Chuzo statues, Uechibo has a different bit of stuff to say about how his soul is slowly depleting as you break the only thing that he cares about in this world.
So coming up here,
Really sad.
I need an audio cue for this, but we're gonna try and skip an arena down here. Nice, we got it.
Nice.
So if you fall down there, there's an arena that's one of the most random in the game. There are cactus enemies that throw grenades, and half the time they throw ones that you can't throw back, which is the only way to kill them. That saves probably 30 to 40 seconds. Get back here. Coming up, we bought the stamina delay boost level 1 earlier. We're gonna buy level 2, which is gonna let our stamina refill even faster. Unfortunately, there's nothing we can do about just having to wait for our stamina to refill at these blocks. And here we get introduced to shields. Different, when an enemy has a shield, you can only hurt them after you break it, and you can only break it by using the attack of the corresponding color. So, missed. That's a hard hard attack to get. So red shields you have to hit with an uppercut, green with the frog slam, yellow with the headbutt, and then later on we'll get an attack that breaks blue shields. Uh-oh. So when this, they're called chupacabras, when they get out of range, it's really difficult to deal with them. They're extremely random, and the way that room is laid out, it's just hard to deal with them when they start flying around everywhere. And here we get transported to the land of the dead. Thanks to that is Shitabe's power that she has. And she tells us to reflect on our past and the mistakes we've made, but why would we do that? So we just skip the cutscene. And here Kalaka comes in and starts mocking us. You see Shitabe trying to warm up to him because she wants to be his girlfriend or whatever you want to call it, but Kalaka is only interested in the president's daughter as a sacrifice. And he turns us into a chicken, but because we have a costume on, it's a dragon chicken. And we can't change out yet. We are forced to do this part here.
Conveniently enough, chicken happens to be the fastest form of ground movement in the game.
Correct. So here we have no choice but to just wait for these guys to kill themselves. No matter how hard you mash or how many attacks you get, you cannot do enough to kill these guys. So I just like to play a game of try and get a high score. Ah, I didn't get it.
I was gonna donate $50 if you died there. Sorry.
So still, we're just jumping over slopes because they slow us down. And here we're gonna take damage here, use the invincibility to get through there a little faster. Make that jump, which is just barely possible. Here we have another really random arena. We're back with the Aluxes here. But all we can do is peck them. He gave me really good luck there. And we have another random room. These vines can shoot up at any time they want, at all, like that. I have enough health to take 1 damage boost, and that probably wasn't a good one for me to take. But we got through it all right. Now, here we meet, it's not stated directly, but this is the devil. Kalaka tricked him and turned him into a chicken, but he gives us the power to change back and forth. If you'll remember, at the beginning of the game, we set a select door glitch in the forest, so we just warp right back as soon as we get Poyo power. Now, Poyo power gives us an interesting ability that is definitely not intended. We call it swap hopping. When you change from chicken form into human form while in the air, you have a frame where your character is in the standing animation. So he then has what we call the Wile E. Coyote effect, where he's just standing and then he goes into his fall animation. But because he's standing for one frame, we can buffer a jump because the game thinks we're standing on the ground. This is used for general platforming optimization, and it's actually going to be used to skip quite a bit later on. Unfortunately, as fun as it is to do, it is slower, so we just stick to the ground as much as possible.
I'm not sure if it's fully apparent just from the description how hard exactly swap hopping is, but
right.
If you can see his controller on the camera, which you probably can, he has to do this move where he hits left trigger and then left trigger, back left trigger, and then in a rhythm just repeat this over and over. It's really awful. While holding down the jump button too, and a direction, because why not?
Here we have our first boss fight versus Shitabe. Since obviously she isn't getting along very well with Kalaka, we want to try and convince her to join our side. And obviously the best way to do that is by beating her up. Whoa, that was weird.
Was new.
You're supposed to be dead. There you go. So Shitabe introduces an ability that enemies later in the game will start having, and that a lot of enemies late game can start dodging out of your combos at any point. There's no stun lock or anything like that. You can just hit them and then they roll away. Now we have the dimension swap, which lets us willingly swap between the land of the living and the land of the dead. Now, because you guys donated for it, I'm going to be going for the good ending. To get the good ending, there are 6 mask pieces in the game. One of them you get from the final boss. The other 5 are hidden throughout. And they all involve some kind of challenge or difficulty to get to them. Except, we're going to be skipping a lot of the challenge on most of them. The first one is back in our house. We come down here and there's magically a portal here, and we've got a bit of a maze here, and it's there's not really much to talk about, so if you want to go over donations, now's a good time.
Alrighty then, I've got a $150 donation from Pat Commander that says $150 put towards saving the mariachi band. We got a $100 donation from Fried Eel. It says shoutouts from the Guacamelee. We're cheering you on in Mumble. From Lady Smale, Bagel Thief, Imlas, Wesker, Turbo Dog, and Guy BB. Dan's game.
Thanks, Eel.
RIP Twitch chat.
$35 donation from Blate Odom. It says, good luck with the Beady Knocks, Nile.
So, since we set up our select door glitch in the forest earlier, there is another mask beast in the forest, and it just so happens that if we quit while in this room, it's going to put us right where we need to be. So if you have a sense of deja vu, don't worry about it. This is a different room.
Of course, the best part of the select door glitch is that every time you use it, the game correctly tells you that you are a quitter. That's a French joke.
Right now we're heading to the Touhouvania tree, which probably has the most difficult platforming to optimize, but we don't have to worry about that at all. We're gonna set up another select door glitch here. This one is a little bit more convoluted. I'm gonna be going to a whole bunch of different places and quitting the game a lot. Again, if you wanna go through donations, now's a good time for a while.
Okay, I've got a $100 donation from Wicked Bad that says, guacamole is delicious for eating, not fighting. We've got a $10 donation from GG8 that says, bearded fellow behind the couch gets to choose where this goes because his facial hair makes my pathetic stubble want to cry.
Thanks.
All right, so as random as all that was, that skipped most of the Touhouvania tree, and we're gonna use the swap hopping that I talked about earlier to climb all the way up here, which is gonna skip another arena over to the right. Right now we're getting the double jump ability, which is actually gonna let us use another technique that most likely was not intended at all. But there's a little bit before that, so we'll get to that when we get there. You can keep going with donations.
Okay, I've got a $40 donation from Cerebulon. It says, missed a couple of days, been looking forward to this since Sgdq and probably won't be getting much done this week. I've got a $5 donation from Neckbearded Dragon that says, Pollo Power.
Pollo Power.
Dragon Chicken Hype. Even says a reader's note that tells me how to say pollo.
So by going back here, this area lets us warp to the end of the Touhouvania tree, which is gonna put us next to the Temple of War, which is where we need to be. It's really, like, coincidental. I don't even understand how it worked out like this, but it just so happens that all the different warps that we have are able to put us exactly where we need to be, even though it's definitely, there's no way that kind of glitch was thought at all.
Maybe you want to explain the wall hopping that you just did to climb that wall.
Oh, I'll do wall hopping in a little bit here, so I can describe it there. Here we're introduced to white shields. White shields, you have to hit them 4 or 5 times before you can do damage to them. I have to be careful around those guys because that stab attack they do will kill me in 1 hit. So wall hopping is a technique we can use to climb up walls like that. It's not difficult to do, but it's very difficult to do fast. You have to, it's just 4 inputs that you have to input, and the faster you do it, the faster you're gonna climb up the wall. Sorry, Eel, I'm not gonna go for your jump here. There is a way to climb up that wall to the right and jump off, but it is extremely difficult and it saves less than a second. Here we have the first sight of the hammer enemies. These enemies also kill us in one hit, so we have to kill them as fast as we can. And they also have the ability to dodge at any point after we attack them. Coming up, we're going to see Flameface again, and that's actually going to be the last time we see him, because after we get out of this arena, we're going to get an ability called, well, I won't spoil it for you guys. But after that, we're going to leave the temple, because we will have all the tools that we need to finish the game. There is a boss fight with Flameface in this temple, and there's another power-up called Go Climb, which lets us run up vertical walls. But since we have wall hopping, we don't need that ability.
And just to be clear, it is faster to ascend a wall using Go Climb if you get that, but it is not faster to go out of your way to get it.
Right.
Just so you can climb walls.
The time
faster.
More than evens out. So here, in case you can't read, they say we literally ran out of ideas for names. So now we have the Dashing Derp Derp. And we're gonna quit back to the Touhouvania tree. And here we're gonna get a couple more of the mask pieces that we need for the good ending. First, we're going to the Caverna del Pollo, which is a series of 3 gauntlets that have multiple arenas in them, with a lot of enemies and a lot of strong enemies. And if you die at any point in one of the gauntlets, it starts you at the beginning of that gauntlet. However, thanks to swap hopping, we're able to just go all the way around it. Do you have time to read a couple donations?
Okay, I've got a $35 donation from No Name that says Sgdq Hype. Runner's choice where the donation goes.
So right now we're gonna run back to Santa Lucita, but we're actually gonna quit right away, because that area, when we enter Santa Lucita from there, it's going to send us back to a very specific point in the Touhouvania tree. This is coming up as probably the most difficult part of the run. At the top of the Touhouvania tree, there's an area called the Treetops, and it is a platforming section that was designed entirely around 2 abilities, Goat Climb and Goat Fly. And we don't have either of those. So we have to kind of improvise on how we get to the top.
You want serious time for this?
I need a little bit of serious time because I need to listen to the audio. So that's the danger of treetops, is that falling at the top of an area sends you very far back down. And one thing to note about swap hopping is that when you turn from chicken form to human form in the air, you aren't allowed to use any of your abilities until you touch the ground. Come on. There we go. We're only halfway there, though. So there is a very small pixel on the edge of these platforms that you can stand on. Thank God, or else this would be a lot harder. If you're wondering why we don't just use swap hopping all the way up, it's very slow. You get almost no height from it. Nice, at least I got that jump. Where am I? There I go. Okay.
Nice.
That went a lot worse than I would have liked, but honestly, just getting up there is hard enough. So now I get to stretch a little bit if you want to read donations.
Okie dokie. I've got a $35 donation from Reborn X Soldier. Hello all. Glad things are going well this year and hope they continue to do so. This is one of my favorite events of the year and I am looking forward to watching the rest. Thanks for endless hours of entertainment. Thank you for your donation. So reminder, if you like what you see, check out Speed Demos Archive and Speedruns Live.
Here we're at... Go ahead.
For all your speedrunning inquiries and videos and streams.
Right here we're going to get a cutscene skip, hopefully. Alright, we got it. The trigger for that cutscene is surprisingly small, so if you just work your way around it, you don't have to talk to him at all. This swap hop is particularly hard because there's a screen transition, so there's a few seconds where you can't see yourself at all. Alright, we got up there. Now we're going to enter this arena, but we're actually going to die right away. Normally you're intended to enter this arena from the right side, so when we die, it's going to warp us to the right side of the room, which is where we want to be. And here we're going to get our final mask piece that doesn't include the one you get from the final boss. This area is called the Cueva de Lurk. It's we've already had Metroid and Castlevania and all that, so why not add Mega Man? These blocks just work on a set timer. Luckily, with swap hopping, we can avoid most of them. Uh-oh. Alright. One more section, and this section's pretty simple because we just fly over the whole thing. Alright, now that we have the fifth piece, after we pick it up, there's going to be some text shown. In case you don't speak French, it says something like "you feel lighter," which is supposed to be a hint that you've been given a new ability. You can't see it yet because it doesn't activate till you leave this room. But what it does is when you're in chicken form, and when you jump in the air, you can actually fly. So this helps us. This helps us a lot. It trivializes a lot of the platforming, and in terms of difficulty, it trivializes it. But it gives us a few more options as far as speed running.
That noise, though.
Yeah, I apologize, but you're gonna have to bear with that noise for a little bit. I'm pausing every once in a while here. Nice shot.
Wow, the snipe.
I have to pause every once in a while in there to let my stamina recharge. So normally there's a whole series of platforms over there that you have to jump up, and there's enemies trying to shoot you the whole time, but I can just fly up here. That's not the right color. So fun fact, I'm actually colorblind, and those two skeletons that have the colored shields there are actually two of very few enemies that can have random shields. So I couldn't tell that was blue, I actually thought that was green.
Go ahead.
I still managed to, there's another bomb that can spawn there if you're too slow in killing the enemies, but I still managed to kill them fast enough to skip him. So now we have the final ability, Goat Fly. This is the fastest form of movement in the game. Normally it's restricted to straight horizontal, but an interesting property of turning into chicken form is that it preserves your horizontal momentum. So we use that to our advantage a lot. Is still slower than wall hopping, presuming that you are wall hopping at a decent speed. So we're gonna go for another cutscene skip here. Jaguar Javier, the Jaguar character you've seen, he's supposed to stop and just kind of stare at us intimidatingly for a while, and we just let him. But we just ignore that and walk right past him. And funny enough, even though he's standing right there, he normally walks up here and stops you again, and now we're stopped by nothing, because the game thinks he's supposed to be there. Also, shout outs to any Journey fans there. Now, Jaguar can be really difficult. He has two moves that we cannot dodge through. And one of them he can use just kind of spontaneously, so hopefully that doesn't happen. That's one of them. Oh, that was smart. All right. That's a pretty good fight. He can be extremely random if he wants to. And and he actually died in a pretty decent place. Depending on where he dies and where you end up, it can take a really long time to get through that. We're doing another cutscene skip here by simply just flying over the activation trigger for it. And we're about to enter the final temple, or the Grand Temple, I guess, if I want to be correct. The final temple has a lot of powerful enemies, a lot of difficult platforming sections. And it also introduces a new enemy that is the most annoying in the game, but we'll cover that when we get to him. That was really good right there. If those guys separate, then you're in all sorts of trouble. So after you kill 3 of these skeletons here, then 2 of these guys spawn. So I have to set it up to where I kill them in 2 groups of 2. Otherwise, it's very difficult to deal with all of them there at the same time.
By the way, this temple has a lot of really long wall climbing sequences.
And this temple is also very, very sparse, is that a word? With checkpoints. If you die in certain areas, you can spend up to 2 minutes backtracking to get to where you were. Oh. There we go. So even though we have chicken fly, we have to wall climb up this section. There are red blocks at the top, and like I said before, if you are a chicken and you turn back into a human, you can't use special attacks until you touch the ground. And that was a really good dimension tower. Only getting a miss jump once is really good. Hello? So coming up in the next arena, we are going to get introduced to the lightning skeletons. The lightning skeletons are the most random common enemy, or non-boss enemy in the game. Not only can they dodge whenever they want, but sometimes they can just start their attack even though you're attacking them, and there's nothing you can do to not get hit. Luckily, they were pretty nice to me there. Here we're gonna try and get a trick. Nice, we got it. So that jump is really hard to time to get through there. That is a jump called the Hyperfly.
Yeah, that's the fried eel.
Bagel thief, actually.
Yeah.
Here we have the Bone Maze. 2 hits of any of these enemies will kill us, but hopefully I manipulated them the right way to where I can get through. There is some strange kind of RNG with these enemies, like even if you get into their attack range, they can just choose to wait until they throw. But we got through there all right. We're gonna take a little bit of an alternative method to get through here. Oh. We're gonna try to anyway. There we go. Probably lost all the time that I would have saved doing that, but that's okay. So here's another section. This section is actually the hardest to do normally in an any percent run when you don't get chicken fly. It involves a lot of really, really tricky wall hopping.
He said as he trivially flew up the entire thing as a chicken.
Hey man, I'm a chicken. I'm too afraid to get through there. No. It is possible to kind of carry goat fly momentum through there, but it's a little tricky. Here we have the last arena of the game. Well, no, actually it's not. It's the last important one. And it's been appropriately called the worst room in the game. Because normally you can kill these lightning skeletons just in one combo if they're nice to you. But because there's more than one of them on the screen, one of them is bound to stay alive. Alright.
This room has also been called a lot of other things besides just the worst room in the game. But this is a family stream. Sort of.
So this is kind of the room that was designed for you to just show off all the different powers you have. These bombs, if they explode, you will die instantly. And I'm actually waiting a little bit before I attack them because their hitbox doesn't show up until a little bit after they spawn. So I have to be careful about that. Whoops. So coming up we have a dramatic hallway scene and then a final climb. So if you want to get some donations in, now's a good time.
All right, I've got a $50 donation from Sylvia Maloney. For all those doctors out there, mwah. We got a $35 donation from Cody that says, enjoying the stream while I am sick. Come on, Melee. Got a $20 donation from Sid. Dear Vulajin, please do your best Taran flex. Thank you. Love, Sid.
Coming up, we have the final boss, Kalaka. There are two phases. The first phase is him teleporting around trying to attack you with various shields on. With extremely good luck and very tight execution, you can kill him in 2 cycles, but I will settle for 3 or 4 very happily.
As a quick note, this is another one of the enemies that has random shields, so...
Yeah. If you see me accidentally use the wrong attack, that's the excuse I'm going with. Nice. So the second phase, he starts off with 1 shield. It's random again. And then after that, I'm gonna just try to get as many headbutts in as possible because those do the most damage until my stamina runs out. And just dodge his attacks. Any one of his attacks kills me in 1 hit, so I have to be careful. Oh. dodged a little too early there. Those rocks that are falling down, you can use to attack him while he's doing attacks that you're dodging, but you have to get kind of lucky in where they spawn. Alright. Now that he's dead, there's about a minute of just waiting until the end actually happens, so I'm just gonna thank the Guacamelee, bunch of runners, Fried Eel, Proton, Bagel Thief, Lady Smail, Imless, Wesker, Turbo Dog. Hopefully I remembered all of you. Every single one of those runners has come up with at least something throughout this run, so it's definitely a accumulation of all of their efforts. And I definitely have to thank my parents and my grandparents. Not only did they donate to get this run in, but they were cheering me on in practice just all the time. So time is going to end as soon as the screen fades, so time.
Hour 26. Almost, barely missed an hour.
So now I get to see the good ending that you all donated for.
The feels. Close your eyes, kids. Just a random closing thought about timing this game. At the end of this credit sequence, there's going to be a game timer that's going to show up. And there's actually an online leaderboard for that game timer, but it turns out because you use the select door glitch and do all sorts of weird stuff, that timer is basically meaningless.
And also, the good ending isn't actually a category in the leaderboards, so it's going to tell me that I'm ranked 3, but that rank 3 is my best time, not the time that I got on this run.
That image is very timely. Oh, also, shoutouts to Drinkbox Studios, who made this game, and
they're actually very supportive of the speedrun of it. They would actually like mention glitches that people have found in hopes that they would use them in a speedrun instead of patching them out.
Please don't patch the glitches, please.
All right, so thank you very much.
Alright, thank you, Annihilator, for that run of Guacamelee. Coming up next, we have Bastion being run by Vulajin, then Ikachan being run by Lurk, and then Inversion being run by Uranium Anchor. I have a $100 donation from Jonathan Polonsky that says, I've always caught the GDQ videos after the fact. First time I've gotten to see GDQ live. It's awesome. Sorry, Summer. Sorry, Summer. So I have a $50 donation from Herbert Lamb. It says, had to donate after seeing Annihilator's impressive Guacamelee run. Your skills put mine to shame. Please put this $50 towards the FF6 100% incentive. $30,000 goal. Better start bidding now, guys. I have a $50 donation from David Rusak. It says, fantastic dramatic run. Thanks for breaking the bejesus out of Guac. I have a $1 donation from Dashing Derp Derp Hype that says Dashing Derp Derp Hype. $10 donation from Red Hook 347 that says Biba El Annihilator. Alright, and we're going to briefly go to a commercial break, and then we'll come back to some Bastion. Stay tuned. Okay, everybody, welcome back to Summer Games Done Quick 2014, live from Denver, Colorado. Next run is Bastion by Vulajin. As a reminder, upcoming bid donation incentives, we have a visit to the developer room for Anodyne. It's currently at $33 out of $250, so if you'd like to see the dev room, feel free to donate that now, because time is limited. Anodyne is going to be at some point later today, or rather tomorrow, early tomorrow. We also have an incentive for a one-handed playthrough of Ninja Bread Man, which is currently at $211 out of $250. So it's only $39 from its goal. We also have a donation for El Viento, which is only $20 in from its total of $250. As a reminder, all donations will go to Doctors Without Borders. Doctors Without Borders, Médecins Sans Frontières, is an international medical humanitarian organization created by doctors and journalists in France in 1971. In 1999, they received the Nobel Peace Prize for their efforts.
Now here's a kid whose whole world got all twisted. Leaving stranded on a rock in the sky.
They provide assistance to those threatened by armed conflict, epidemics, malnutrition, exclusion from healthcare, and natural disasters.
See the kid?
I swear to God.
He don't stop to wonder why. Finds his lifelong friend just lying on the road. Well, it's a touching reunion.
It's the right frame rate?
You may also catch the French restream of Summer Games Done Quick at Jeux Video. This is JEUX video.
Nope, I don't remember exactly how fast it should be.
Can you not have the game on the screen for that.
I received a $500 donation from Silmeria. It says, VJ, it's been years.
Good.
We'll never forget your serious, casual void zones. You've moved up in the world.
No fixed up
Good luck
time.
and best wishes.
I really don't want to.
Who knows what'll happen?
I have a $50 donation from Shadow that says, do the flex, Vulajin.
Proper story is supposed to start at the beginning. Ain't so simple with this one. Now here's a kid whose whole world got all twisted, leaving him stranded on a rock in the sky. He gets up, sets off for the Bastion, where everyone agreed to go in case of trouble. Ground forms up under his feet as it points away. He don't stop to wonder why. Finds his lifelong friend, just lying in the road. Well, it's a touching reunion.
Fraction.
Sure that's not just these.
Yes. Not have myself on that. Alright. So, timing is not going to start until I actually am in-game and start moving. So, I'm just going to start a new game right now, and then I'll count you down as soon as we're going.
Proper story is supposed to start at the beginning. Ain't so simple with this one. Now here's a kid whose whole world got all twisted, leaving him stranded on a rock in the sky.
Alright. 3, 2, 1,
he gets up,
go.
Sets off for the Bastion.
So this is Bastion. It's a pretty cool game. I played this before at Awesome Games Done Quick in January, but I played a very different category. So the main categories in this game are differentiated by New Game versus New Game Plus, obviously. And also there's a glitch called core duplication. So in this game, kind of the main object is to collect the cores and shards and place them into the Bastion. And it turns out that if you do the right thing, you can actually get 2 cores or 2 shards at once. And that basically cuts the length of the run in about by a factor of 3. But we're not going to do that in this run. This category is called all story levels. And so we're going to do basically what the game requires you to do normally if you do a run, which is every level other than the proving grounds in order to finish the game.
Don't worry though, there's still plenty of interesting stuff. He doesn't actually have to do everything.
The calamity got him forced drinking.
So a lot of this game is just kind of doing things in the optimal order in order to advance sections like this more quickly. This section, for example, is based on killing enemies. In particular, I need to break all these boxes and kill a whole bunch of squirts, and then I can leave. But one thing that I did when entering is immediately I shot the bartender, well, his corpse, because, wow, that sounds really bad, huh? Look, he was already dead, it's fine.
It saves time.
It saves time because it spawns the shield more quickly, and that allows me to advance more quickly. Another thing that allows me to advance more quickly that you're going to see very, very shortly is the fact that I'm using mouse movement.
He gets a good look at things on his way
mouse movement in this game is basically click to move, like Diablo style.
On top of a breaker's
but there's also the roll, which you control using the keyboard. And it turns out that when you roll while holding down the mouse button to do mouse movement, your move speed is increased by about 30% because magic.
right next.
So we're going to take advantage of that throughout this entire run.
The arsenal.
Also, right now there's not a whole lot going on, so I'd love if my couch felt like introducing themselves one by one.
Crazy.
Got a
roll call?
Since the kid on his way.
Oh. I'm Feral Pigman.
I'm Shadow Draft.
Annihilator.
I'm LK47. I'm here for moral support mostly. And on that note, Vulajin, you should just give up now. You're terrible. Oh wait, no, that's wrong.
I've been told that before.
That is not how you do it. Let me think. Yeah, you're awesome. This is going to be the best run ever. No pressure. I think that's right. Right?
So several of these guys on the couch you should have seen already in this marathon doing various runs. Of course, Annihilator, you literally just saw. Feral Pigman is not doing a run in this marathon, but he's certainly qualified. Oh, by the way, gates in this game are optional. More on that later. But Feral Pigman is a Bastion speedrunner as well. And he picked this game up, I think, a couple months ago. And up until literally Saturday, I think, I would have described him snarkily by saying he's almost as good as me in one category as I am in all 4 Bastion categories. But now that's not true, because he actually took 2 of my world records this past weekend. So there's a whole lot of really good Bastion speedrunners. Unfortunately, the vast majority of them are not here at this marathon. But Feral is here to give me the support I need from the Bastion community.
I'll try to do my best to provide the snark and the shots fired.
So this level that we're about to enter is Workman Ward. This is my favorite level because it's really, really short. You're also going to see here for the first time the ground forming up, which is a major gimmick in this game, and it's also a major hindrance in this run. Because the fact that we're going 30% faster than the game really expects us to go means that we're not really going to be going at the speed the ground is, the ground expects us to go. So frequently it is possible to just roll over the edge of the ground and fall into the abyss because you're just going faster than it wants. Every time you fall, it's not a death if you fall or anything like that, it just costs you about 2.5 seconds as you watch yourself fall back onto the ground. Right here, I'm getting a spirit called Where Whiskey, which is really, really useful, but not in this level. This level is Melting Pot, and this is my favorite level because it's a 3-minute auto-scroller. Basically, there's a very few things in this level that I can kill quickly in order to advance the level, but otherwise, it's a fixed length from start to finish. So, donations.
Alright, I have a $35 donation from Thrice. It says, good luck on the run, Vulajin. Show us the ram skip, Kappa. Also, this is my first time donating at a GDQ. I chose to donate now because it is great to see what the speedrunning community can do for a good cause. Keep up the good work.
Not every squirt's born bad. Some spring to the kid's defense. Judging by the movement of the cage, it's gonna take a little while.
So the only really interesting thing of note here is I'm specifically waiting until these boxes open up before I kill the gas fellas, because I want to level up right there in order for my level up explosion to blow up that scumbag that was in the middle. So that is one of the 2 things that you can do in this level to actually save time. The second thing you can do is here, a whole bunch of enemies are going to spawn, and some number of them need to be killed as fast as you can. Don't ask me how many, I've never been able to figure it out.
Did that gas bag just walk off?
Yeah, they do that sometimes. Look, life is hard as a scumbag. Nobody really appreciates you. Oh, also, I'm letting this big gas fella that is sort of supposed to be my friend get killed because I'm a bad friend. And he's gonna make it hard for me to do a skip at the end of this level that I kind of want to do. And yeah, nothing here for the rest of the level speeds anything up. So yeah, feel free to plug anything or whatever.
troublesome scene to be sure.
Best thing about all skip levels is listening to the soundtrack.
You actually gotta listen to it. Any percent, you better listen to any of it.
A few moments left, and the core goes free. 10, 9.
Alright, so those big blue guys
7
will actually knock me off the level. That is to say, they'll knock me up into the air.
Cores within reach.
Not
and done. He's got it.
And I would like this one to knock me up so that I can get onto the barge quickly. Sadly, it didn't quite work out. It's really finicky and kind of a dumb trick, but whatever. I just realized what I just said.
I still remember the look on his face after that one. The old world's finished.
Don't worry about it.
The new world's just getting started.
So there's some minor things about the order that we build buildings here in the Bastion that sort of matter in this category. Only in a couple of spots. Like right at the beginning, the first building I built was the arsenal, and the second building I built was the distillery. And that was specific because I wanted to get access to the Werewhisky, and also building the distillery at that point allowed me to do a fast strat getting to the Skyway that I'll talk a little bit more about later. Here we have to kill this dude to open this gate. I guess I did say gates are optional, but not that one. It's a serious gate.
One of them bridges whips the kid along. The Calamity changed.
So the Sundown Path is my favorite level because it's one of the few levels where you can just roll as fast as you want and the ground will actually cooperate with you. You just have to kill that guy to get through that gate, which is also not optional. But it's okay, because this gate is optional. So I just picked up a skill called hand grenades, and this is going to be super, super useful throughout this run. Hand grenades deal a ton of damage, and in fact more than any other weapon I'm going to acquire. And although you only get 3 of them at a time, unless you pick up more black tonics, 3 turns out to be more than enough the vast majority of the time.
If they cooperate with you.
Yes, that's true. So to throw a hand grenade, you have to kind of lock onto your target and throw it. Otherwise, it's just going to kind of fly in this huge arc and pretty much never hit anything. But if you lock on, it'll take a low arc and almost always hit things.
The Calamity took everybody after all.
So the Hanging Gardens is my favorite level because the ground is basically not...
These folks never saw the Calamity coming.
So you have to really measure out when you do rolls in order to not fall, like I did at the beginning there. And then I just kind of went off screen and threw a grenade at a turret. No big deal.
No matter what, he's got so many questions after all. The Thunder Brothers didn't make it.
Also, sometimes ground is optional.
But him, he survived.
Knowing when to roll is really the hardest part of speedrunning this game. The tricks are tricky, but I know, I'm very eloquent, but it's so easy to outroll the ground.
Yeah, a large part of the optimization of this game is just planning where you're gonna do rolls, and
he's a proper gentleman, that man.
There's sort of RNG in terms of the way the ground forms up, but
no hiding.
It's not unmanageable RNG. Like if you just plan to roll in certain locations, you can read the ground, and usually a particular pattern of rolls will just always kind of work. So I have kind of a script that I follow in terms of where and when I roll, but sometimes I just get screwed anyway. So now I was talking about building order, and right now it actually doesn't matter what building I build because I'm going to get what we have here. Either way. So at the Skyway, Rux is talking, blah blah blah. We tracked down a couple more cores near the edge of the city. If you noticed, I couldn't actually go to the next level until he finished saying that. And so one thing that we try to do at all points in the run is anytime we go to the Skyway, we want Rux to already be talking. And if he is, that means he can't start talking again. And turns out, if he's already talking, that doesn't prevent you from traveling to the next level.
The Calamity was mercy for normal folks.
You should stop following. Just saying.
So here we're picking up a weapon upgrade. This is the Scrap Musket. This weapon is going to enable us to break a lot of random environmental obstacles.
All I want's a warm place to stay and a decent.
And we're going to make heavy use of it in several levels. We're going to start in the next level, which is Pith Orchard. But it's also going to be really useful later in the run. Also, this section is probably the worst in terms of forming up quickly enough for you to go. And of course, that happens at the end every single time.
That last bridge is really annoying because even if the ground is there, it's not actually there a lot of times. Of course. So if you go too fast and you're like, oh no, I'm on the ground, you'll just fall. I mean, that's what Vulajin did. He was on the ground and he wasn't actually on the ground.
Yeah. Also, that arena
that was a
at
nice
the end
quick
of that
gate
level.
clip there.
Kid shows up just as Zulf's telling me about his own journey.
We're gonna do a glitch, by the way.
Seems the only thing the Calamity saved for Zulf.
I could try to explain exactly what's going on there,
much compared to what the kids had to go
but let's just say that the pipe is magical and leave it at that. So yeah, also at the end of Cinderbrick Fort, there's like a huge arena where you're supposed to fight all sorts of things. And it takes like a minute and a half, like just waiting for things to spawn, even if you kill them quickly.
Folks used to make
So we opted for the fighting is optional route, and we just clipped through the gate because I think I said it already, the gates are optional.
It's long gone too. In time though, the bull stopped being a symbol and started being decoration. Pith makes a decent scarecrow at least.
So there you're already seeing that grenades are really, really useful. All it took was 2 grenades and a couple musket shots and hammer hits, and that thing just died. It has a lot of HP, so getting rid of it that quickly is really nice. Also, of course, the musket showing its usefulness there on those stab weeds. There's not a lot to talk about, so again, feel free to like donations or plug anything.
Maybe all that water just grew wings.
All right.
Riverbanks swarming.
I've got a $100 donation from Tom7 that says, "Been waiting for this run. Go Vulajin." Sgdq. Good luck on the run, Vulajin.
The security skiff pulls up portside. Nellie's just another windbag to those guns.
I have a $25 donation from Cult. It says, Vulajin, the run is already hype and I can't wait to see more. Let's hope CC Skip doesn't mean Calamity Cannon. I was gonna bid to shave the Zulfa malls, but now it's going to runner's choice.
I hate boxes.
They try to cut her off.
The IL time is irrelevant.
They try to
I would
knock
say.
her out.
But there's actually a reason that he's taking damage here, and that is the Were Whiskey. Basically, when you are low on health, Were Whiskey kicks in and you deal significantly more damage. And it helps against certain enemies and in certain fights.
Also, I'm not going to be able to get that here because I'm going to pick up the core momentarily, and that's going to heal me to full. But I am going to get it on the second half of the barge ride, which is going to come up right after this. Also, this stab weed is probably going to knock... Oh, wow, it didn't. That's pretty nice. Literally every one of my practice runs I got knocked off by that stab weed. So I'm actually going to do combat the rest of the way. The reason I just fell and didn't fight anything was not just to be funny, although it is funny. But also, I want to minimize the amount of XP I get in this level until at the end here. Because I'm going to want my level up. Remember, in Melting Pot, I wanted to level up at a particular time so that my explosion killed a bunch of stuff. It's the same thing here, except I'm not going to level up in this level. I'm going to level up a couple levels later. But I want to set that up by not getting too much XP. Also, as Alec mentioned, I am going to try to get Were Whiskey here. The easiest way to get Were Whiskey is to drink a bunch of my potions so that I can't like accidentally pick up a potion and drink it, and then just fall a whole bunch of times. First I'll kill him.
The windbag's getting even better idea. They aim to smash weeping Hellion splinters.
To note, because he's putting himself at low health to get Were Whiskey, that means he's in danger of dying a lot in this run.
Yeah, I guess I kind of skimmed over Were Whiskey earlier, but Were Whiskey is a spirit that gives you 100% chance to crit if you are below 33% health, which obviously is really, really risky in a lot of ways. But fortunately, I always have one chance to carry on if I die. So I'm going to make use of that. Or hopefully I won't make use of it, but if I do die, then, you know, whatever.
Yeah, it's a mechanic in this game where you can carry on each time through the level if you die, but only once.
About 6 times. Now, listen close.
6? That's not that many. Usually I fall over more than 10 in order to get Were Whiskey.
Why go?
So Prosper Bluff is my favorite level because it's really, really
used to take an enterprising man.
It's very well designed.
Broken.
Venture out that far.
Can we just
kind of consider walls and obstacles and such optional here?
Can we just please agree that Bastion is your favorite level?
I don't know what you're talking about.
It's just a collection of favorite levels.
Look, you guys are too you're too limited in your view.
The favorite level is the one he's doing at the time because he just loves this game so much.
So a couple of these gates we do actually have to open, but a whole bunch of them we can skip. For example, the gate coming up, we can skip with a ridiculously precise roll sequence that I really hate and just got in like 2 tries. So that's pretty nice.
Nicely done.
But that is just stupidly precise. It's awful.
No point explaining what happens next, right? Suffice it to say,
also we're gonna fall for Zia.
Empty-handed. And besides, it's like the song goes.
Shout out to
They'll
Cole.
be here before too long.
Shout out to the Lawyer Dog for that matter. I think that's his strat. Falling there saves like a second or something instead of walking all the way.
Darn near celebrated
Fall.
when the kid got back, didn't we?
Very slick.
Zolf never thought he'd see a fellow her again. We become fast friends. Calamity has that effect.
We're almost done with the core collecting section of the game, which is barely half of the speedrun.
There was one last
right after that, we're going to go into the shard collecting section of the game. And then we're going to get to some real fun levels. Everything up until now has been fairly tame, but some of the levels after here are feature a lot of combat, and combat in this game, because we're not, I should say in this category, in this particular speedrun, we're not upgrading our weapons, ever. There's no point. It takes too much time and does not save enough to be worth it. So instead, we're just going to fight a whole bunch of things with not a whole lot of HP and weak weapons, and we're just going to make do. Also, we're going to use Were Whiskey because we like this new strat. Like, for example, right here. Wow, that guy recovered quickly. Alright, we're fine. Well, we're not.
Drag him down.
Again, chance to carry on.
They shouldn't have
yes.
All good.
We're fine. And now we're gonna go through one
thing. Getting out is gonna
yeah,
be
bushes aren't really consequential either.
He digs his way out of the clearing, but the wild won't let him go without a fight.
So I guess there's this like entire rest of this level somewhere up there.
He's got the final
but
core.
Whatever.
His journey's over, right? Well, no, it ain't. Not by a long shot.
So yeah, I guess I'm not really explaining about obstacles in this game, but that's because I don't really understand myself.
Kid knows something's up.
Pretty much every obstacle in this game is not really all that well put together. Some gates are actually impenetrable just because they are, like, they put enough invisible walls around them that you can't just go around them. But most gates are not like that. There will be some way that you can clip through them. A lot of the times it turns out that the way that you clip through a gate is actually slower than just opening the gate.
But there's a way to put it back together.
And then of course, in some levels we're going to find walls that are made of multiple different objects.
Need all of them to nurse the Bastion.
And we're going to just be able to clip through those walls by rolling in the gaps between the objects, which is just awesome. I'm a big fan. I mean, please don't fix that, Supergiant.
First stop, Jawson Bog.
Alright, so Jawson Bog is the hardest level in the run. Absolutely, without question. If you play this casually, you remember that you try to find the shard, and it's kind of sitting in plain sight. But then you fall asleep because I guess this bog is like really intoxicating, to use Rux's word. And then you have a whole bunch of hallucinations, and you get attacked by a whole bunch of different monsters. And, you know, you kill everything, literally everything, and it takes a long time. Well, I don't really want to kill everything, so I'm going to use Whiskey. That's going to allow me to get some quick kills on a couple particular kinds of monsters. And then I'm going to be able to trigger exits out of areas more quickly. The same kind of thing that I did in the Solar Grad. So right here we've gotten Whiskey by letting these things that blow up, if they get close to you, do that. And now we have to kill the last stragglers here.
And again, he's avoiding those health potions because if he accidentally touches it, it will heal him to full.
Alright, so here we're going to throw a grenade, kill all 4 of those dudes. And now I want to kill this dude,
It's a lonesome ghost.
this dude, as quickly as possible. And now Rux is going to respawn, even though over here there's supposed to be more enemies spawning at this time. Because I killed those 2 gas fellas so quickly, it allowed me to continue. So here there's just a bunch of rolling, and then we're going to get back into the bar, where, remember earlier we shot Rondi's corpse because we're bad people. So here I need to blow this thing up, not get killed by him, and then screw that up. So now I'm just going to heal up. So the idea is I'm supposed to kill that first turret really quick, and then Rondi will actually spawn early. And that'll allow me to continue. I actually managed to get sort of a half-fast version. But doing that also enables us to get another glitch that unfortunately I didn't get. But if you die as the transition to this sequence occurs, you can just kind of go sliding along the ground like this. Now it turns out at this point, because I didn't get the glitch, it's faster to just get up and roll.
He wakes up.
But if you get the glitch, you actually can't get up for a little while.
He sees what's left.
Oh, I'm out of thingies. That's bad. Alright, we're good.
His friend. He's coming down.
And now, while this screen is white, you can actually walk to the right and pick up the ore. And save about 2 seconds or something. And now we take a nap. Oh, I'm supposed to do something, right? Okay.
Kid, get up.
Come on, that ain't funny. I said get up. Alright, so, all terrible jokes aside, now we'll get the shard. And now there's still more combat because Jawson Bog is a really, really difficult, lengthy level. So we're gonna try to get Whiskey off of this dude, shooting us in the face. Of course we didn't get it, but it's fine.
They say one whiff of lung blossom can make it.
Ooh, hello. Please don't kill me. Can you please level up? No? Awesome. Alright. It's all good. So, you only have to kill that pincushion down there in order. I like how I point at my screen and literally only the people behind me can. Good job. Good commentary.
A shard is like a portal.
Anyway, so this is, as mentioned, this is the shard collecting section of the game. And so now, again, we have to upgrade all our buildings. And we're going to go in a particular order, again, for the same reason as described earlier. In order to skip those sections on the Skyway where we'd have to wait for Rux to talk, we're going to upgrade starting from the top right, then go to the top left, then the middle right, middle left, bottom right, bottom left. And that allows us to skip that text almost every single time. I think there's gonna be one more place where we can't
Many a tale folks used to scare their children straight.
And that log there didn't block him just because he got past it so fast.
They used to think that ankle gators were.
That's another thing that you'll see a few instances of, just him being in front of an obstacle before it spawns.
So Rovis Lagoon has my favorite enemy, which is Queen Anne. Queen Anne, if she attacks you, which is if you go in the grass, she'll knock you up into the air. And man, I said that again. And you can use that in order to just go flying across the terrain. It's pretty nice. But now we're gonna have to kill her. Sorry. We're gonna do this using Were Whiskey, Pike, Grenade, Pike, Musket.
Rest in peace, Queen Anne. That was for the brushes.
Yes, to note about combat, every single weapon has a certain cooldown, so you have to time and know which attacks to use in the right order to get quick kills on enemies.
We even got a crown jewel.
Yeah, especially the musket. Like, most of the ranged weapons have different forms of cooldowns. The Fang Repeater, of course, if you use all the bullets, it has to reload. But the musket, every time you fire, it has a cooldown that you see in the bottom right of the screen. So now we're at Point Lemaine, which is my favorite level because it's a 3-minute auto-scroller. So,
know how Sgdq became the richest city.
Yeah, pretty much just do donations the whole level.
Point Lemaine. If the wilds could ever be tamed, it was gonna
All right, I have a $100 donation from Praetorian that says,
the Grand Rail.
So Vulajin went from being a theater-crafting jerk to crushing awesome games. Go figure. Great game, great run, great cause.
Of course, it's no longer shipping hides and alloys and spices. The Army's triggers once had the place on lockdown.
I have a $35 donation from Ascar that says, thank you for running one of my favorite games. I've been following AGDQ since 3 years, I guess, but I've never donated because I don't have a lot of money. But I'm so happy you run Bastion that I feel obliged to donate. By the way, this game has awesome music, one of the best I've ever heard. Good luck and save the Zolf. I have a question for Vulajin. Do you often run Bastion? What kind of games do you usually run? You'll probably have one more follower on Twitch/Facebook/Twitter.
Just to answer that question, I guess, this is kind of my main game for the last, like, several months to almost a year now, just because of AGDQ and SGDQ. But I also run Dust and Listening Tale, which you're going to see later tonight, if you're still awake.
So much as one of those things.
And Pokemon Black 1 and White 2, because why not? Everyone needs a little RNG in their life.
Not much with
that angle.
There near the rail.
Every one of them.
A good choice.
Of course, the Grand Rails.
This game does have amazing
times. It was right here that Zolf's forefathers decided to mix it up.
I have a $20 donation from Sid that says, good form. Thank you for being good sport, Vul. Good luck on your runs. Money towards runner's choice. I have a $10 donation from the Kid. It says, hey guys, figured I'd donate during one of my favorite games. And man, remember that time at SGDQ? I'm guessing AGDQ. When we soft-locked after picking the wrong ending? That was great.
Ever tried dancing side to side while holding your breath?
Sadly, Vulajin probably won't be soft locking this time.
I found one way to soft lock in this category, and I know better than to do it. In fact, I've already prevented myself from doing it.
Sad, really.
Uh-oh.
So you're saying
it's
there's
coming
a
up in a
chance.
couple levels, as I recall.
That was... well...
I'm not sure if it's been explained yet, but what you saw back there was a counter, and what it does for range attacks is basically throw the projectile back at the attacker for ridiculous amount of damage. And for melee attackers, it also stuns them if you get a perfect counter, which was pretty important in the early game.
Oops, I fell. Twice. What? Oh my goodness.
Turns out
bad run.
Well,
No
please.
This is for you, says the man. Then wham.
This is probably not intended. Probably.
When the kid comes to, the man's long gone. But something else is there. Well, what's a kid to do? He took the shard, he took the hit, and he took that note.
I don't remember what level was next. Is that bad?
No, that's fine.
I would think so.
Just roll with it.
You'll be fine.
I'm sure I'll remember when I get to the Skyway. It'll be good.
We'll be fine.
The memorial may be finished, but our part is far from over.
Oh right, Culvert Cauldron.
Oh yeah, good.
So Culvert
This
Cauldron is
level.
my favorite level because it is really hard, and most of the other runners of this game are not as good at it as me. So it
Shots
boosts
fired.
my self-esteem to run this level.
Way ahead of its time. The cauldron.
So it starts with this irritating clip that, admittedly, I'm not good at either.
Fill the skies with ash.
Because you have to line up very precisely.
It takes a certain stubborn pride to keep on living.
But then mostly what's difficult about this level is that the ground is really hard to read.
Sure, we dusted
It forms up in a very awkward way, and it's really easy to fall. And fall again.
All sorts of.
And fall again. And then fall some more.
When we look down inside.
And while you're falling, maybe try not to fall, but then fall. It happens.
We had to have it.
Like that?
That's for the kid.
Except that was just me being bad.
Right on cue.
Too bad taking that thing woke up every last stink eye from here to Johnson Bog.
Well,
Biggest
getting
stink
that far
eyes ever
before falling
seen
is
waiting
actually
for
pretty
on
good.
the other side. But where there's one stink eye.
Also, random note about melee weapons breaking objects there.
To bid the kid
For some reason, when you attack anything really with a melee weapon, everything that you connect to, from destructible environmental objects to non-destructible environmental objects and monsters, causes lag frames. Range weapons don't have this problem for whatever reason. So, like at the end of that level, there were a bunch of brambles that I wanted to break. But I wanted to break as few of them as possible because I just didn't want to eat the lag frames. Also, Culvert Cauldron might be a pretty tough level in terms of the ground forming up, but this is probably actually the worst. Or I should say the toughest. I actually really like this level. It's just really challenging. Because you can't see the ground.
There's no place left for the beasts of the wild.
Like there.
We only found that little layer because they found.
So you just kind of have to go and hope that everything's going to be okay.
Yet prepared for any company.
Also, we've picked up our final weapon upgrade. This is the Galleon Mortar. This is a really, really powerful ranged weapon that I think we're going to use twice.
Or us.
Because grenades are just so good.
Fixing up the place.
But it's a really nice weapon. And it will come in very handy in a couple places.
Our Bastion is everybody's game. Not just ours. We just really need their shard.
Oh, my favorite level.
Once the Bastion is complete.
Shocking.
Is that joke played out yet?
The monument's getting better. Zolf
What
sure
joke?
did a number on it, though. We need an awful big lost and found under the circumstances.
So Burstone Quarry is it's basically combines all the challenging things of every other level in an annoying kind of combination that is probably going to cause me to screw up at least once or twice. But that's not a huge deal.
We bought the whole.
So we need a couple things to go right here. First, I need to not arbitrarily fall off, and so far that's going okay. Second, I need to use the mortar. So the mortar actually has a splash damage effect that hurts you if you get hit by it. You have to be a little careful using it at point-blank range. But I'm actually using it at point-blank range intentionally because I want to have Werewolf by the end of this level, and I do now. So now I have to be a little careful not to take more damage. And we have done that because we need to kill Sir Lucky, and wow, that was beautiful.
That was really fast.
So Sir Lucky is really dumb. He has a really messed up hitbox that does not make any sense whatsoever, except at the beginning when he's just sitting there waiting for you to show up. At that point, he is normally attackable like from behind, kind of like the other lunkhead enemies that exist in this game. But
he ain't about to be deterred.
When you
that's the way it is.
get in behind him and don't manage to kill him before he jumps, his hitbox goes completely haywire. Okay, so now we're gonna do a skip. This is my new favorite skip in the game because it saves some ludicrous amount of time, like 30 seconds.
Say what you will about Zolf.
Basically, we're supposed to do this invasion here. And we're supposed to fight off all these Ura there invading the Bastion.
Countrymen don't much care for pleasant.
But that's slow. So normally we're supposed to go to the center of the Bastion and die.
They're wrong.
But there's a new strat that we have.
No way out of this.
Thanks to a guy named Astifwork who sent me a PM on Twitch. Literally the day I was going to leave to Sgdq.
To take revenge.
And he taught me this skip. Look, Ma, no Ura.
Wow.
Nice.
That skips the cutscene and everything.
Yes. So that saves on the order of 30 seconds. Basically, it was such a big skip, and it applies to all categories of this game. It was such a big skip that in the hour that I had time to stream before leaving for Sgdq, I tried the skip, found out how to, figured out how to actually do it myself, and then did one run of one category with it and got world record because it's so crazy.
And mother, what a mess it is.
So Resendra Gate is a rather frustrating level in terms of ground forming up. Also, we need Whiskey here again, and we need it for a really funny reason. Also, walls, please. So remember that Whiskey increases your crit rate to 100%. But also has another effect, or I should say, it has a less obvious effect in terms of the fact that you're critting all the time. So, if every one of your hits crits, then you're going to kill enemies really fast. What might not be obvious is that you're also going to kill environmental obstacles really fast. And I'm going to take advantage of that very soon.
The man's just devised a way to seal the Ura tunnel shut in a flash.
One thing that might not be readily apparent if you haven't played the game, but what's going on is you're kind of invading, and it takes place over several days, so that's what's going on with the game flashing every now and then.
Yeah. This is a really cool level in terms of casual, when you don't just, breeze through everything.
Sabotage the Mancer's little science project.
So
Alright,
those,
blow up and
Go ahead.
I was gonna say those things that
the Bastion can fix.
the barriers that Vulajin just stabbed with his pike and got through. You're not actually supposed to be able to pike through. It's really the fact that he had Whiskey that allowed him to actually get through those with his pike.
God, please die. Oh,
For now, Kid had little choice but to pick up where the Calamity left
Yeah,
off.
so at the end of this level, we needed the Whiskey in order to kill all those things quickly.
We figured needed rescuing.
Right, what was the next one I was going to say? Oh yeah, Sultan's Hollow.
The Earth fell back.
Resender's Gate is a great level for kind of going faster than you might expect you would be going.
There's something we had to do.
But Sultan's Hollow is definitely, of all the levels in the game, this is the one that you do the intended thing the lowest percentage of the time. And I'm just going to let the level speak for itself, because it's hilarious.
Yeah, seriously, just watch.
It's personal for him.
That's probably my favorite level.
What walls?
Wait, are those walls supposed to stop you?
Optional.
Nah.
I thought we were letting the love speak for itself.
Right about now.
Oh, right.
They even sick their little rattletail pets on the kid. By now, every Ura from here to the terminals must know he's in town. The Ura keep hanging on.
I healed there because frequently, if I keep rolling, the ground won't have formed up. So I just heal real quick to allow the ground some time.
Calamity, but here we are trying to fix it. As the hour grows desperate.
And let's see if we can get this awesome glitch here. Probably not going to happen. Yeah, he didn't follow me. Okay, so there's that Ura there at the very end of the level. He can actually follow you through the gate, even if you clip through it like I did. If he does, he'll just start shooting at you while you're standing there, waiting for the level to
you had to see
unload.
If everything Zolfro to you was
And if he kills you during that point, when I come back to the Bastion here, the screen is just completely black and I have to navigate in darkness. So now we're going to do the Calamity Can Challenge donation incentive. And in case it wasn't apparent exactly what that means from the description, I'm going to do this challenge arena with no upgrades on the Calamity Cannon. This is the weapon I think everyone dislikes the most because it's really hard to use, it's really clunky, but with upgrades it's really powerful. I don't have any upgrades, so now it's going to be a real pain.
This challenge is really difficult even with a fully upgraded cannon.
Yeah, It's not as bad. Without the upgrades, it really stinks. So I'm going to talk a little bit while I go, but I need a little serious time. That is bad. I'm pretty much done. So, in fact, I'm actually, yeah. I want to give you guys a show, so I think this is okay to do. One of the things that sucks about this challenge is if you fall off the edge, you're done because every single windbag that spawns will immediately charge. So falling there was just really a dumb thing for me to do, but it's all right. So now we'll go for a real attempt. The main things that you have to do here in order to make this actually work are that you have to lead your shots, which is not super challenging. Except when guys like that just arbitrarily juke. And you have to take advantage of the splash damage, which can be challenging because, for example, right there, I aimed to try to get a splash, but missed completely. The splash is based on where on the target your shot hits. So, depending on my aim, I might or might not get certain splashes.
She's designed to be fine-tuned. Just need the
Also, sometimes I will intentionally let a dude get closer to the generators because I don't want to get knocked off or take too much damage. Alright, I'm in a bad situation now. I'm really screwed. Ooh, hello. Alright, so I'm probably not going to be able to get first prize. We can probably manage second. How did I hit anything there? Alright, so now we're just gonna blow up the remaining dudes. Third prize.
Yeah, the prize you get is based on how many of those things are left over by the end.
So, that was your donation incentive. You guys made me do that.
Power of the calamity is
I didn't want to. It's all your fault.
It's safe in his.
So I'm about to start the last level, so I think now is the time to cut off the bid war for Save versus Leave Zolf.
I can't hear him at all anymore.
I have a feeling I know what won.
Oh, we all know. Deep down in our hearts.
But he'll be alright. The calamity hit the Tazzle terminals hardest of all. You know why Zolf went back there. Zolf must be there all alone.
I've never fallen.
Just waiting. All his old friends.
Learning something new every day.
You know what's funny? Look around. There's not much left to do here in the Bastion, I'm afraid.
So this level has a bunch of different sections, and each one kind of focuses on a different style of gameplay. This first one is just kind of basic movement. There isn't really any combat to speak of, because none of those things have to actually be killed for you to get through. The second area is not just movement, but also platforming, with a little bit of combat kind of sprinkled in. So we're gonna get a spirit here called Hopscotch, and
things will go back to the way they used to be.
I'll let it speak for itself. I can jump.
Before the calamity.
Yay.
You be your old self again.
So this is slower than rolling, and also more cumbersome to use. So here, I'm just gonna fall off a bunch of times because every time I fall off, the game just spawns me way further ahead, and it turns out to be faster than just walking or jumping.
Everything you've ever done.
Now I've got werewolf, so I'm gonna grenade that guy to death.
And wouldn't that be great?
And now we're gonna try to take out this with a pike thrust, a grenade, and then he's gonna move, and then we're gonna throw another grenade. Oh, hi, how are you doing?
Who am I kidding?
Usually he kind of goes off to the side, but this time he decided to say hi, get up close and personal. Also, more platforming because this is a platformer. Hi guys, I'm playing Super Mario Bros. Wow. That was a sick combo.
Yeah, snipe.
There's one problem with a place that sets things back to a bygone time.
So now we're gonna go to a section that has
So you're probably wondering if the
everyone's favorite skip that doesn't exist, the battering ram skip. We have worked long and hard as a community, especially Red Buddha, as a community to find out a way to skip the battering ram, which we're gonna get in this section. You'll see why we want to skip it.
If you thought hopscotch was slow, just wait.
Yeah. We've never been able to find a way to skip it, so Bible thumb.
You're wondering if there ain't some other way out of this mess. It's alright. I can tell. We'll Why would you even want another way? Unless you wanted to stay here with us.
I like that closed gate closes more and kind of clips through itself.
It's on our shoulders.
It's malfunctioning.
Can't just let it go.
And the slide.
Bastion does.
Yeah, so you can't jump.
Strictly speaking.
With the battering ram. You can't roll with the battering ram. You pretty much can just walk.
We can still.
Slowly. Although not as slowly as if you
First
save
we
Zolf.
round up as many folks as we can.
But
carry.
pretty slowly.
Of course, that.
And you can use attacks, and they're all really slow.
Ever.
And you can heal while moving. And that's kind of the nicest thing about the battering ram is that
take off.
Instead of having to pause like while moving in order to drink a potion, you can just keep going. Which actually makes this entire next section pretty much possible. It would be a little bit ludicrous otherwise. Also, you get that really powerful attack.
Zolf and
So this entire section is just me trying to use the fewest number of attacks possible to kill everything. Because, these attacks are so slow that the more I do, the huge amounts of time I'm wasting. But we also have to make sure that we don't die, and the funny thing about the battering ram is not only are you like a sitting duck if you don't block, but if you do block, you're more of a sitting duck, because it makes you more vulnerable to attacks, which is amazing. Probably the least effective blocking implement of all time.
For Zolf, this ain't a person.
This whole section is just chasing this big Ura around and trying to get to the core, or the shard. So finally he leaves it alone, so we're gonna pick it up immediately. And now I need to know whether we're saving or leaving.
One thing's for sure.
We're saving him.
Okay, I thought so.
The kid followed Zolf all the way.
969 to 241.
Wow.
All right. So yeah, you guys donated for me to save Zolf, so we're gonna save Zolf. And now there's gonna be some fields, so I'll just let this section speak for itself.
Ain't much of a fight. Don't you worry though. Once the Bastion's restored, it'll all be alright. You ain't still thinking about that whole leaving the city thing, are you?
Making way for me. I'm coming home, sweet home. I see your star. You left it burning for me. Mother, I'm here. Kid's probably dealt with Zolf by now. He reminds me of myself when I was his age. I ever tell you about those days?
By the way, that's 20 seconds slower than leaving him, so thanks.
But it's the right thing to do.
And he also didn't need to heal there, obviously. It's just the way the game is programmed.
Yeah, you effectively have infinite health at that point. Actually, as mentioned, the battering ram, using block with the battering ram makes you more vulnerable. If you opt to leave Zolf, and then during that section where you are considered by the game to have infinite health, if you block, you can actually die, which is pretty awesome.
Now, set that shard into the monument there. Then we'll
Alright, so time is in about...
It's finally finished.
30 seconds.
Now, there's something I want you to see.
Assuming I don't talk to an NPC. likely. I'm sure I'll find a way.
Welcome.
Also,
Bastion.
just as a random thing, at AGDQ there was a bid war for people to choose what ending I would pick here. And you guys asked for me to pick Evacuation, and then some stuff happened that we're not going to talk about, and now I'm going to pick Evacuation. Just for you guys. Time. Nice, that's pretty good.
Could have undone the calamity itself, but instead you want to stay in a world like this.
So, just obligatory shoutouts to all the other Bastion speedrunners.
Gotta admit, kid,
my friends on the couch here, my friends in the seats back there, of course my family, all my friends at home watching. I really appreciate it, guys. And my parents, who as always are extremely supportive all the time, for reasons I can't possibly imagine. So thanks a lot. Bye. Although I'll see you in like 2 hours, so whatever.
If anyone left out there, I sure would like to see the look on their faces when we dock this thing right on that doorstep.
Alright, thank you Vulajin for that great Bastion run. Coming up next, we're going to have Ikachan being run by Lurk, and then Eversion by Uranium Anchor, and then Bleed by Studio. Have a $35 donation from Chase Mitchell of Oshkosh. Says, cheers from Danyang, Jiangsu, China. You are providing great entertainment during my downtime from teaching English here. Anyone who thinks they don't have money to donate, take how much you would spend the next time you go out to eat, skip it and donate instead. $35 from Sinon. It says, you guys are awesome and this is for a good cause. Suplex the train! $20 from Melanex. It says, tell Vulajin I said hi. Kisses and hugs, Melanex. $15 from Dekigo. It says, hey Vulajin, I was gonna try to stay up until your dust run to make this donation, but I don't think that's gonna happen. I'm sad I couldn't be there to cheer you on in person this time, but hopefully you'll have better luck getting sheathed this time. $2 from Fallen Story. This is all the money I have left after the Steam sales. Hope to donate more during AGDQ. Good luck to the runners. And as a reminder, upcoming donation incentive for visiting the dev room in Anodyne is only 2 hours away and is $216 away from its goal. So if you'd like to see the dev room, pitch in now before time runs out. It's only 2 hours from now.
Ask them to go make sure that it's sending out to the...
I have a $50 donation from Bowler Captain. It says, need to sleep now, but figured I should donate. Shout out to Shadow Draft. Cool to see a Steam friend at Sgdq, even if Superjoy isn't being run on the main schedule. Finishing up the Ninja Bread incentive so I can watch whoever's running it suffer. Good luck to the runs, everyone. All right, coming up next we have Ikachan. It's time to see some cute squids. As a reminder, all donations go to Doctors Without Borders to help ease the pain of those in countries that are under threat by violence, epidemics, natural disasters, etc. Also, if you like what you see, check out Speed Demos Archive, your place for videos of the latest and greatest techniques in speedrun form, as well as Speedruns Live, your place for races and streams of your favorite racers achieving great times, world records, or personal bests.
That new skid is so sweet.
Shoutouts to Big C.
Of what?
I'm an octopus, I can't understand.
I actually haven't seen a test of it.
My theory. Wow.
I'm a normal human father. I just like when he plays it.
Put into little octopus prisons.
Look at my friend. You can do this.
In bottles? Yeah, you know,
bottles.
several times.
Yeah, go crush it.
There's 6 tentacles and 4 tentacles.
Dude,
you're a
limit. I don't want to know about your tentacles.
And I enjoyed the guys.
Nah, dude, it's
I want to be the creature.
The XSGs.
Oh, yeah.
That hurts. You're so hefty.
I am.
Yeah, okay.
I've been working on it. I'm going for the heavy world record. It's the only one I can hold.
Way heavier than Laz. I just don't imagine, though.
Alright, well, you need that little center gravity run hotline.
Yeah, I am.
Is that ready, I guess?
Kick those doctors
Let's
into
kick
the
those
borders.
borders. Get them some butts.
Yeah.
Let's kick the ball in Cancer's court. See what happens.
No, you're not doing it right at all.
Let's kick.
No, nothing about kicking or butts.
Get in the corner of your back's gonna hurt.
Just make sure it's pointed to you.
Sorry, I'm trying to.
Mics are so like.
Oh,
hello.
I'm perceiving the brunt of the Duke.
Testing. We good? Okay.
Good luck.
You got this.
Any donation during
Remember to
Ikachan will be
support your
put
speed
towards your chance to receive the
Like what you're not
Ikachan
doing to me.
$5
loudly?
bid.
I'll speak loudly.
Donate now if you'd like to see a cute squid Ikachan.
Do we have the squid perler? Do we have the squid perler?
Why is there connection
show
on
off?
the screen?
Or is that not a thing? Do we have the squid perler to show off?
I didn't know
that thing's cool.
It's very
no, I guess half the battle.
Guys, be quiet. Okay. They don't want to listen to the gables.
Okay. Alright. I understand.
You're welcome, chat. Okay, so I guess we're about ready. So I'll explain a bit of the story while we wait for the possibly showing the perler. So Ikachan is a squid. He gets stuck in an underground like cavern, and he has to interact with this weird group of underwater creatures that's ruled by Ironhead. And so we have to like battle Ironhead eventually, and then we fly away in a spaceship. So that's pretty much the whole story in a sum. As for controls, you can press Z and you can press left or right on arrow keys. So you can only really bubble upwards, which is hard. We're ready? I guess we're ready. No problem. All right. So here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. Get the nice little intro. So this is the first game that Pixel made before he made Cave Story. So it uses pretty much the same engine. So right here, there's a trick I'm going to try and do. It's just good squidding. It lets me get to a certain cycle of some other fish coming up. That's kind of janky. Yeah, didn't do that. The first thing I need to do is level up. We need to level up twice, because twice allows us to hit everything in the game. Oh, missed the fish. Now I'm level 1, and I need to get the hard hat so I can break this sponge rock.
Oh, yeah, I might.
Okay, so now I can break Sponge Rock.
This game sounds adorable.
I really hope the chat is just nothing but squids at this point.
If you need a copy paste for the squids, it's on the schedule.
Yeah. We provided.
Encourage squidding.
Yeah, so reminder that this is Squid Games Done Quick. We're raising money to remove orders from doctors. We don't like them. So here, this guy, he thinks we're gonna beat him up, so we tell him no, we're not here to beat him up. And then he tells him that he's missing this pearl. And the pearl is what Ironhead uses to like identify like who's within his group or something like that. So that guy lost his pearl, and he asks us if we can go look for it. So the bad thing about this underwater cavern is that there's earthquakes happening, and they're pretty fearful that they're gonna die from the earthquakes if the starvation doesn't get to them first, even though there's all this fish around. So eventually food will become important. But first we need to find this guy's pearl. So we go searching over here for it. I'm just grabbing this fish so that I can get to level 2. It's cool that you can move left to right and it doesn't really change your momentum that much, so it gives you something to do.
This game is so cute.
This is a very comfy game.
It is.
But it's kind of deceptively hard.
Soothing.
Yeah, listening to you practice this in the room has been the most soothing thing.
Yeah.
In all of Sgdq.
Even though the music doesn't change, it's so good.
Yeah.
Okay, don't.
I'm
Okay,
so
that's
snug.
It's so comfy.
We're gonna become a human squid
Yeah.
and bloop off to
Well, I'm most, yeah.
Okay, so
I'm
now I'm
mostly
level 2. Now I can hit everything in the game. Okay, cool. So now I have to fight some starfish because this guy's a coward and won't fight me himself. This is pretty important in the any % run, but this is no out of bounds. So there's one starfish that doesn't die, or that needs to be killed to actually trigger moving on from this battle. And it's the one below me right now. So I don't need to kill him. Okay, so now he's like, oh man, you must be a warrior because you beat the starfish. And we're like, yeah, don't mess with us, and then we leave. Because he doesn't have the pearl. So now I'm gonna get this up here. This is some bread. Okay, so we got bread.
Nice.
Dude.
Nice.
Dude, nice. We got bread. Okay, so now...
Cool bread.
Freaking memes, dude. So now we have to go talk to the sociopath of the game, and his name is Carrie. He's Ironhead's right-hand man, and he doesn't let anyone, like, talk to Ironhead. So he's a jerk. But we're gonna, like, trick him eventually. But first we have to deliver him a lot of food. So here's Carrie. So he says, man, I really like that bread. How about I give you this pearl, and you go get me more food. And so we're gonna do that. Because we don't have anything else to do. Literally. We're hoping we can smoosh our way into Ironhead, I guess.
This is exactly how it works in real life.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
So the warehouse guy is like, why do I have to give you this food? So yeah, that guy, he's like the keeper of the food that they have left. Oh darn, I want to slam into this wall because it makes my momentum go faster this way. Okay, so now I gave him some more food and he's gonna go eat it. And now he's like, that was good, give me some more. So now he thinks it's really weird that that Ironhead keeps wanting food even though we're giving it to Carrie. But Carrie tells us to tell him that it's for Ironhead, so he just goes along with it. Okay, so now after Carrie eats this, he wants like a really special dish. And this special dish is actually like poisonous or something. And so we're gonna poison Carrie. It's faster to go to the bottom there, but then you have to deal with the crabs. Okay, so now this guy's gonna get angry at us. He's like, wait a minute, why do you have my pearl? And so we're gonna give the pearl back to him, and he gets really angry. Now we could talk to him again, and he just tells us to go talk to his wife, but we're just gonna talk to his wife. But as we talk to his wife, an earthquake happens, and she's like, oh my god, my child's out there, and I don't know where they are. Can you go check up on them? And so that's what we're gonna do.
Model squid. It's a model squid, isn't it? Squids are bears.
Okay, I didn't want to go to this corner. Cool. Okay, so recently I discovered, I guess other people knew, but I discovered that you don't actually have to talk to Pinky. Usually when you talk to him right here, there's like a box that appears up there, and we're like, oh no, we're trapped, how are we gonna get out? And then we go find a way, but now we just skip talking to them and find a way out anyways. So get some fish, and now this is, I hope will go well. So take some damage here. Bubble, bubble, bubble. Cool. Now we get the best item in the game.
That was good.
Yeah, that's where I died at SG. So now we get the charge, and this lets us break up blocks horizontally and lets us move pretty quickly.
Dude.
No. Dude.
Oh, I didn't want to go all the way. Whatever. Okay. So now we can get through here real fast, and we're gonna go back to Pinky and rescue Pinky. Even though we didn't talk to him, and he can totally get out.
It's so adorable. It's so cute. It's so cute.
Just the cutest little squid.
Okay, so now we rescue Pinky. Pinky's safe.
There's this game and there's one you can buy.
Where?
We're doing this.
Okay, so now we're gonna talk to Pinky because we need that dish that Carrie wanted. One thing I forgot to mention, you actually have to manually mash through the text. So like, in Cave Story, you can just press like jump and attack to mash through text, and it just like does it nicely for you. But in this, you only have a squid button, so you just have to squid through it. Okay, now we're gonna talk to Carrie, and Carrie's gonna get sick, and then we get to the worst fight in the game. Okay, that's weird. Okay, so Ironhead's really random, and what I'm going to try and do is limit his movement as much as possible, because he's the only fish that can swim out of bounds. Oh, what? Okay. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, so we're going to make him charge over here. And we're going to hit him. And now hopefully he just swims back over here, please. Okay, here you go. And we're gonna do that again. It's gonna be a jerk.
As you can tell, Ironhead doesn't really care about your speedrun. It's
more bounds.
He's doing his own thing.
He's just doing whatever he wants. He's Ironhead.
He's a fish without borders.
Why is he called
He's a fish without borders. The doctors can take an example from Ironhead and his tyrannical rule. Okay, so now we beat up Ironhead, and Ironhead's like, dude, I'm so hungry. I don't even know what to do. This is terrible. Just do whatever you want. So we're gonna do whatever we want, and we're gonna go rescue our friend Ben. Ben is a really small starfish, and his only like good quality is that he can recognize what starships are. Okay, I can take some damage here because Ironhead didn't really deal too much damage to me.
Even the damage noise is like adorable.
Oh, that's weird. Let's just eat this because this heals us all the way.
What?
You get that from the warehouse dude when you agree.
Well, I mean, like, I'm just saying, like, after everything. It's like pretty low on the list.
Okay, so now we're back to where we were, and Ben is stuck here, and we saved him. You can save him before Ironhead, but it doesn't make sense. What is this? Okay, so here's the spaceship. It's a bunny with lips.
Underwater?
Just not underground.
Underwater.
It works
Even
just like the
spaceship is
squid.
super cute.
Yeah.
Oh, that was interesting.
Oh.
Okay, so here we talk to the dad first. We're gonna rescue everyone in this spaceship. And we talk to the dad first because otherwise Pinky has like an extra dialogue box.
Sure.
Oh, please.
Just stay there.
It's my chat experience.
This is, yeah.
I promise not to egg on you.
I would really hate it if you did that.
Now we have to go all the way over here to get the coward. That's how nice Ikachan is.
Rest in peace, crap.
The crowd didn't know what hit him.
Oh.
I'm filling it out.
Oh, they didn't know what hit him.
Okay.
Starfish would be able to think about his situation.
Yeah. He's just been chilling there.
Okay, we can take a nice little damage boost through here. Here's our friend who we don't save. Yeah, he just dies.
Oh, you killed him.
Alright, so now the earthquakes are coming. And now things are getting dire.
Even the sound of your home being killed is adorable.
I meant wars underwater with squids. Sound adorable.
Farewell, just 6 arms.
The cute factor is off the chart.
Top stash.
I can't.
Oh, come on. There you go. Okay, and time will be coming up pretty soon. Okay, and we're even gonna save Carrie and Ironhead because we're just that cool.
Yo, how you doing?
Okay, so Ironhead can just be an idiot and be all over the place, and that's time.
Like that.
Nice.
Nice.
So now we're in space. So if it's all right, I'd like to take 5 minutes and try the any % run real quick. It's 5 minutes. Do we have time? Yes? No?
All right, you guys are good? Come.
Yeah. I mean,
surely we have 5 minutes to spare for this.
I mean, I need some kind of beam glasses.
You're wearing it.
No, these are my sea glasses.
Exactly. They're yours. Oh God! Oh dear! Oh dear!
Okay, I'll get right into it.
I know.
We don't even need to use a timer or anything, so... Oh wait, I just screwed up like where it was, didn't I?
I heard that you had a thing.
Yeah. Okay.
So
I have a save file right where I need... Oh, I don't. Okay.
You tweeted?
Let me get to where I need to get. The beginning of the game is all the same up until the stars.
Any % is so cute.
Yeah, so any % is different. It's way shorter, and it all depends on 2 clips. We're gonna use the one starfish that was still alive during the fight. We're gonna manipulate him to help us clip through stuff. But first we have to do the intro again. Get up there.
The bird is just too good to connect for.
Cool crab.
Reminds me of Carrier Blaster.
Carrier Blaster.
Carrier Blaster. How do you say it?
What?
Carrier Blaster. How do you say it?
Carol. We just done by this.
No, it's Cario. It's Cario.
Yeah, Carrier.
Karaoke Blaster.
It's karaoke,
Karaoke Blaster? Okay, got it.
New game from Pixel.
Singing Frog Blaster.
Sure.
I just call it Frog.
Frog game.
Frog shoot.
Can we get a roll call on the couch?
Oh, that's...
Studio.
Shadow Draft.
Moving? Getting close. Come on.
What? Roll call. For your name. Oh, PVC.
Zach SK.
Duke. Alright. And the rest.
And
I
I'm
would like to talk.
The boys.
And I'm Ikachan. This is Lurk Chan, the game I'm running.
With life?
With 4 life. Me?
Okay, almost to the fight.
I'm staying at Eco's SRG as they call it.
Eventually I'll do it. Eventually I'll be part of the group.
Do you run a game? Lurk, is
I do run a game.
A boy or a girl?
What? Ikachan?
Yeah.
It's a boy.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Deep Explorer. No way.
Learn the lore.
Well, he's trans. I don't
The
know.
second time today I've messed up.
It's a squid, dude. Like,
You're so bad at this.
Pixel refers to him as a he, though, when he talks about him. So I assume it's a he. Okay, so here we go. So the fight's pretty much the same setup.
You killed my cinnamon bun. Dead cinnamon bun.
Okay, so it's paramount that we leave that. Oh, come on, dude. We want to leave that squid alive while we kill these other ones. Okay. So now we have to make this dude travel with us. Oh gosh. He wanted to die. Okay. So, get in here. Good boy.
He's doing it.
So
What's
we
the
take him over
starfish's
here.
name? What's the starfish's name?
It's a good question.
Has to have a
Starfish.
name.
is
It does
his name.
matter.
Name is Tony.
This game has to
Tony
name
the
this lore.
Starfish.
I don't know.
That's a
We'll
terrible
have to figure out a
That's
name for
person
him.
name.
You're right.
So he comes
Tony
with us
Chan.
over
There
here.
you go.
Tony Chan.
Tony Chan.
Tony Chan!
And the dark one.
Okay, so what we're gonna do here is we're gonna talk to this dude, and the starfish is
I
gonna
wish we could. I don't have that
push
much
us
leverage.
in. Okay. Now, hopefully this happens. I need to clip through the wall. Ooh, okay. This can be a little finicky. And I really don't want to kill the starfish as I do this. Okay, I'm about to die. If this doesn't work, it's just whatever, yeah. You'll have to watch the tasks by a random game tasker. Okay, I got like 2 more tries.
You're getting destroyed by that starfish.
Yeah, he's crazy.
Tony Chan is out for blood.
There we go. Okay. Okay, so now whether or not I actually get to the end is dependent on how hard I mash and if it just works out. So I just have to mash really hard. My mashing is not good. Oh gosh, oh gosh, oh gosh, no.
Oh no! Oh no!
Okay, I can get like up there, but I don't know if it's worth it. There we go.
Yeah.
There we go. And we get the
World.
Yeah, so that's Ikachan. Thanks for watching, guys.
Thank you.
Face the lurk.
Alright, thank you very much, Lurk, for that Ikachan run. And we're going to restart the stream. So hang tight, we'll be back with some reversion with Uranium Anchor. Stay tuned.